Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Nightcap for January 24th, 2022. What's up, Tarami? I see you already in the house, my friend. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So, Friday night, we got unceremoniously cut off. My internet completely died for like an hour and a half. It was very frustrating. I was super frustrated. I was like on a roll, feeling good in the hood, bringing the juice back. What's up, buddy? And yeah, so we're going to kind of do some cleanup. We're going to watch a little bit more of that stuff. So a lot of the stuff we're going to be doing tonight, and maybe if I get a chance to do another one before Friday's big debate over on youtube.com, we're just going to be kind of checking out some more of this stuff. We're going to look at some of the arguments that are out there for veganism and kind of see where we go. I'm going to do some cleanup, kind of finish up some of the stuff that I was going to do on Friday night, because I got like basically 2/3 of the way done. So we'll watch a couple videos that I refound rather, and then maybe we'll start that Dominion documentary, which the Dominion documentary is about. I think it's about factory farming, and it is one of the ones that's usually cited as like a documentary that changed people's minds, and it's freely available on YouTube. But we're watching it on DLive, so we're not gonna have to worry about any my stream getting blocked because I don't hit pause enough. Anyways, thanks for everybody for being here. Thanks for watching after the fact. Now also, the archive of this that goes up on YouTube will be unlisted until after the debate. I'm not trying to be a dick to this guy. Not trying to scare him away. Not trying to scare him away before we have the debate. So they're going to be unlisted, but as soon as the debate's over, all of these wonderful episodes of Nightcap will be relisted back up on the old channel there. So we're going to just start off with another one of these Ed Earthling videos, or Earthling Ed, which was the guy that kind of took up the bulk of the content from Friday night. Because I want to see like kind of what are the steel man positions of some of this stuff, like some of what they have to say. And he's going to talk about natural vitamin B12. Spooky scary. That's right. Spooky scary skeletons. It used to be my kid's favorite song for a while. Yeah, so we're going to get back into that. We're going to look at, he has like a video about B12, which is something that Prophet has made a lot of jokes about, just privately between me and then in some comment sections and stuff on the internet. I think r/vegan. He's always talking about how he doesn't have to get his B12 shots. So we're going to see what he has to say, because, vegans don't get natural B12 because they don't eat meat. So let's see what he has to say. This will be given to Prophet. Even if Prophet can't show up tonight, this will be sent to him for his, so he can put it in his earbuds while he's working. All right. Let's get to it. The first video, Ed Earthling, natural vitamin B12. Should be a real laugh riot. Trump says, more yummy moralism from old Eddie. I know, I can't wait. Let's see what he has to say. This is a B12 one, right? So it should be kind of more fact-based, but I guess we'll see.
Vegans don't get natural B12, which is why they should eat meat, dairy and eggs. Well, that's according to the animal farming levy group, the AHDB, who in their new 2022 Wheat Balanced campaign said, did you know that beef, pork, lamb and dairy are natural sources of vitamin B12, an essential vitamin not naturally present in the vegan diet?
Meat and dairy naturally contain vitamin B12, which helps us get energy from food and stay healthy.
Wow.
So,
It's like, have you ever felt so disgusted in your life? This goddamn fucking state propaganda?
should we not be vegan because of vitamin B12? B12 is a vitamin that is produced by microbes, such as bacteria. Humans can produce B12 in their gut. However, this B12 doesn't get absorbed by our bodies. It is instead excreted, meaning it doesn't help.
I would like to know what is his formal education? What is his background? Is he just reading like the Wikipedia? Did he just roll open a science book? Huh?
Meet our daily B12 needs. Well, we could absorb it after it's excreted.
Trump says, oh shit, a microscope. We're science now.
But that would mean practicing coprophagy. Yes, that is what that means. And no, please don't Google it.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast? No.
But I think a more appealing alternative is just to seek out an external source instead. So enter the animal farming industry to save the day, right? Well, let's dig into the details. In
What?
theory, the animals we farm could get or produce B12 naturally if they lived in an environment with soil that either contained the right microbes or was contaminated with feces. However, the vast majority of them are confined in factory farms where there is no soil, meaning that in practice, most of the animals we farm for food are supplemented with, wait for it, unnatural B12 supplements. However, there is a caveat to this, and that's ruminants like cattle and sheep who are raised on pastures. Because unlike
Yeah, I was going to say, that's probably partially true, right? For the factory farming stuff. That's got to be true. They do all sorts of crazy, unnatural things to animals in those situations.
us, these animals can produce and absorb B12 without an external dietary source, using bacteria in their digestive tracts. That being said, they do need a mineral called cobalt to do so, and the only way they can get that is from their diet. In theory, cobalt is found in soils, but in practice, this isn't necessarily a given.
The burner says, I made a D-Live just to join up. What's up? Hey, what's up, the burner? Welcome, welcome.
Cobalt deficient soils have become a problem. In fact, according to a Scottish government-funded advisory group, over 15% of Scottish soils are at moderate risk of cobalt deficiency, and over 62% are at a high risk. And to quote them, most farms use intraruminal boluses, which in English means supplements for ruminant animals, which contain cobalt or drenches. Vitamin B12 injections are also available. In other words, both intensively raised animals and outdoor raised animals are, for the most part, unnaturally supplemented to get
So I guess is the argument going to be if animals can be unnaturally supplemented with B12 that humans could also just do this and it would be the same thing? Right? I feel like that's what he's going to say. Trimy says regardless of whether they make their own B12, they're definitely getting it added to the feed. Yeah, along with myriad other things.
B12. So for most of us, whether we are getting B12 from a supplement or animal
I
product,
feel like a cool dude like this. So that he's going to say like there's no difference. Actually, I don't know if there's a difference between synthetic B12 and the natural B12 you get from meat.
it will be just as unnatural.
Maybe I'll look.
The only difference is whether that supplement is filtered through an animal or not. Not to mention that B12 is far from being a vegan-only problem, as studies have shown that up to 40% of people in Western countries have low or marginal B12 status, regardless of their dietary choices. So the AHDB's recommendation to get natural B12 is not even practical for most people anyway. But there's actually a way bigger flaw to what they're saying. If you think about it,
It's just an easy way because not everybody is savvy enough to like go buy vitamins and keep up with that stuff. So they just kind of these things are just introduced to them naturally through their diets, through the food they eat. Like most people are not supplement minded. You know, I take vitamins. I take B12 vitamins. I'm not gonna lie. Ain't gonna lie. Hagbert says I realize he's saying it correctly, but his pronunciation of vitamin is making me want to dump tea in the harbor. Trami says the rest of Europe threw them out too. Big Paul says I got a headdress you can borrow.
by saying that B12 can only be found naturally in animal products, they are basically saying this is the good way to get B12 because it's natural, while the vegan way to get B12...
Hold on. I don't think is the argument even that is because it's the natural way, which in some circumstances it would be the natural way, depending on how an animal is reared, right? But it's just the most probably economical and easy way that it gets into people's diets, gets into their bodies, just because they just because they buy their food and it's in their food. Like I said, most people don't think about taking vitamins and stuff, which you should, especially when you're getting at my advanced age. You definitely should. Hagbert says, got my own. Let's roll. Trami says, I imagine meat eaters would just say that they get it automatically. Exactly. Yeah, they would just say, well, I don't need to buy vitamins. I don't need to get a supplement. It's already part of my natural diet, my regular diet.
It's bad because it's unnatural. In other words, they are making the
Trami says, vitamins sounds beta.
assumption that natural things are good and unnatural things are bad. But this is an irrational assumption which we don't even hold consistently. For example, anthrax, earthquakes, and wiping with a leaf are natural, but we consider them bad, while the antibiotics we use to treat
this is like some of the most pedantic, stupid, out of touch shit. Like as soon as like you start getting into this kind of stuff, you're like, well, anthrax is also natural, and you wouldn't want to be putting that in your food, now would you, buddy?
Anthrax. The seismographs we use to detect earthquakes and the toilet paper we use to wipe are unnatural, but we consider them good. In other words, we consider things to be good or bad not based on how natural they are, but on how they cause or reduce suffering. So
they just have to always reframe these arguments, and now he's back to his moralistic, emotionally charged language, emotional examples. They just have to frame everything in a way that makes whatever they're saying true. And this is what it always comes back to. And like I said before, like I've said the past few nights when we've looked at this stuff, like, a lot of problems with factory farming. There's a lot of nasty shit in there. I wouldn't argue against that. I don't think anybody would. I don't even think Prophet would argue against that. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't. In fact, you could say he's a little bit of an activist himself. Hagbert says, look at all that delicious meat. It is. It's kind of making me hungry.
The question is not how do we get B12 naturally, but does this way of getting B12 cause or reduce suffering? And in this case, we have a choice between getting it from foods that involve exploiting and killing animals in a system that is one of the major drivers of the climate crisis, or getting it from a supplement with no direct victims. Yeah, as it turns out, we don't need to kill animals to be healthy and thrive. A point the AHDB even admit themselves on their website, where they state, if you're cutting out meat, fish, dairy and eggs, you can get vitamin B12 from fortified foods and supplements.
That was a very long road to get to a very simple place. Trami says, I don't think anyone would walk into a chicken farm and go, yeah, this seems reasonable. No, I agree with you. I don't think most people do, especially when they're confronted about it, and it's one of those things we're confronted with the reality. Like, some of the documentaries and stuff that they show, often while very skewed and biased and maybe not even really representative of the industry writ large, I couldn't say. But, that stuff is shocking when you first see it. Like when everybody first sees it when you're like 20 years old. Oh, he's got another video here. My life before veganism. Let's check it out.
It's 2021 and it's still lockdown here in the UK.
Why are the subtitles in a different language? Where my settings at? Annotations, subtitles, English. Because the Spanish ones they actually put the Spanish ones in themselves. Very nice of them. Very classy.
Which means that I've rewatched The Office so many times by this point that I don't even know if I find it funny anymore. But all this time inside has also given me an opportunity to reflect on the fact that I have now been vegan for 6 years. Which if I could go back in time 7 years and tell myself was going to happen, myself would have responded. Me? A vegan?
He's like, no way, I love Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's my favorite food. Trauma says, I think one can reasonably safely assume that the scaremongers use the worst cases they can. Yeah, 100%.
Never. There's no way I'm never eating a steak again, or halloumi. Now stop forcing your views, you protein-deficient, time-traveling hippie tree hugger. Except little did I know 7 years ago, but the seeds had already begun to be planted in my mind. The story starts in 2006. 12-year-old me is sat around the dinner table with my family eating beef casserole, a family favourite, and we decide to tell the same joke that we often do. What's the best thing about having a vegetarian around for dinner? My stepdad asks. More meat for us, I reply. So far, so normal, except I
fucking killed it, man. What are you doing, Ed? You killed it. Your dad, he set it up for you, and you fucking knocked it out of the park, son. I'm very proud of you.
Then proceed to bite into a chunk of beef, and I'm repulsed to feel something chewy. I look at the chunk on my fork and see a vein running through it. I feel my stomach flip and my body tense as I realize that I'm not eating beef, I'm eating a cow. Not long after, I'm in an English literature class talking about the book that we're currently studying, which features a vegetarian character. My teacher asks the classroom, "What do you think about being vegetarian?" And I put my hand up and say, all vegetarians are pale, weak, and skinny. The class goes really quiet, and I turn to look at a vegetarian girl sitting behind me. She looks at me with a mixture of anger and disbelief, which shocks and confuses
How could you do this to her, Ed? Man, I'm glad you had this experience so it doesn't happen again.
me. I thought back to our family jokes about vegetarians around the dinner table and felt conflicted. Was being a vegetarian not a weird thing? When I was 18, I left home and started university, where I met my girlfriend, who I'm still with to this day.
Good point. Hagbert says, how dare you? Trami says, I'll take situations that never happened for 100, Alex. Yeah, it seems a little perfect, right?
For one of our first dates, we went to go and see Jaws together at the cinema, and we both bonded over our love of movies about sharks and whales. So later in 2013, when we saw a new documentary about whale captivity at SeaWorld called Blackfish was showing in London, we were quick to book tickets. However, not because we cared about marine animal captivity, but because
we liked shark movies, and we thought this also has to do with animals from the sea.
We presumed a documentary about a whale killing humans would be scary to watch. The documentary was horrifying, but not for the reasons that we expected. We left the cinema and began
Ed was just an idiot. He was just an idiot.
talking about how sickened and distressed we were by what was happening to these animals.
Hagbert says, no shit. I never got to see Jaws on the big screen. Actually, me neither. That's one I have yet to see on the big screen.
And we decided right there and then that we needed to do something about it. We went home and searched online for how we could help and came across a protest against the captivity of dolphins and whales that was taking place in London. So we painted placards and went to join in. We felt empowered and engaged in conversations with the public, handed out flyers, and took part in this small march through the city. And after our afternoon of standing up for the rights of animals, we then ate a congratulatory meal of squid and chicken at Wagamama's. It was around this time that
This is awful. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know this was going to be so bad. Travis says he was naive, then was traumatized and changed to cope. Yeah. Well, it's almost just seems like he's trying to get laid. Hagbert says, I saw Blackfish, stopped eating orcas straight away. Yeah, I never touched one after that. It used to be my favorite thing, too. Fried orca. You know? I'm sure you like it too.
I had also found myself in an unhealthy obsession with KFC, eating it every week, often twice, as I made my way through my university essays. My trips to KFC became a pilgrimage that went far beyond just enjoying the food, but actually became a part of
Was he a great big fat person?
my identity. Towered up burgers, sharing buckets, just to myself, I was a KFC fanatic. And that was the way it remained, until that is, the 14th of May, 2014, a day I'll never forget. I was scrolling the BBC online when the headline, "Hundreds of Chickens Killed in M62 Lorry Crash," grabbed my attention. I clicked on the article and was stunned to read.
Okay, so this is the story that he told on that news show, that panel show. Was that this is the thing that turned him into a vegan, was when this crash.
The 1,500 chickens had been killed in a truck crash, with many of those chickens being killed from being run over by cars as they wandered out into the road, confused by what had just happened. As well as those who had died, there were hundreds more chickens with broken bones and wings, their bodies crushed and twisted. I thought to myself about how much pain these animals must be in, and about how much they must have been suffering. And then it dawned on me. The animals I eat have the capacity to suffer, and therefore they wish to live a life free from suffering.
This must be a pretty lucrative gig he has. I mean, this animation's not cheap. Get something like this done. Hagbert says, and he was molested by a guy in a cow costume. His waking nightmares.
My mind went to my fridge, inside which was a leftover KFC from my dinner the previous night. And so I faced an ultimatum. Do I continue living in a way that causes suffering to animals and takes their life from them needlessly? Or do I live in alignment with the values of being against animal cruelty and unnecessary suffering that I said I had? I opted for the...
Oh my god, so he got activated by Blackfish, and then he immediately saw Blackfish and changed his entire worldview. You got to think more about things. You know what I mean? Trauma says, weird article to go into the specific emotions of the chickens, gotta say.
The latter, and
True.
my girlfriend and I both...
Very true. Yeah, it's a little weird that they were getting to the sad lot in life these chickens had that day.
Became vegetarian. But to tell the truth, I was a vegetarian who thought vegans were weird, crazy extremists who took everything too far. Not to mention
You were right, Ed. You were right. You were definitely right.
they were forceful, preachy, and self-righteous. Why do vegans have to be this way? I would exclaim. After all, I'm a vegetarian, and you don't hear me going on about it. However, that all changed when I watched the documentary Earthlings, a film that uses undercover footage to objectively show the reality of what happens to animals for food, including dairy and eggs, as well as clothing, testing, and entertainment. I didn't want to watch the documentary, but my girlfriend was insistent that we should watch it after seeing an Instagram post about it. I told her
It's like somebody reading the Bible and saying, like, are you serious? Shit.
that it was propaganda and probably set up by PETA to fulfill their agenda. However, one morning, after weeks of trying to encourage me to watch it, she decided that enough was enough and she just got the laptop out and started watching it anyway, knowing that I would end up watching it too. It was so much worse than I could have ever even imagined. I was stunned. I was silent. I'd never seen anything like it before, and I was completely and utterly...
Hagbard hits the nail on the head because they're boring people, and being vegan gives them a quasi-personality. Gives them a cause. It gives them religion to a certain degree.
shaken. After the film had finished, I decided to spend some time with Rupert the hamster, who was the first companion animal I had ever had in my life. I was emotionally devastated after watching the film, and so I hoped that Rupert would cheer me up, as he always did whenever I was low. Rupert's favourite food was broccoli, so I gave him some to eat. As I watched Rupert eating away, I thought about how he was an individual with his own personality, his own likes and dislikes, things that made him Rupert. I thought about Rupert in pain or someone
And I completely anthropomorphized him, and I looked at him as a person.
hurting him and how horrible that would be. But then I realised that all the animals that are exploited on my behalf are the exact same as Rupert in every way that matters. They suffer, feel pain, have personalities, and are individuals. I realised that there was no ethical way to exploit Rupert, and there was no humane way to take his life needlessly. And so I asked myself the question, how do I morally justify pain for animals?
This is the thing they keep going back to, like this needless death, that all of these deaths are needless. And they don't have like a good answer for what we would actually supplement these things with, right? Because they keep talking about like, well, agriculture and all the damage that would do. Oh my goodness. Well, you're going to have to continue that. You're going to have to really ramp that up. You're going to have to really ramp up agriculture if you're going to want people to stop eating animals. Hagbard says, Lemmy Winks, oh, Lemmy Winks. And melancholic piano. It really just starts tugging at your heart. That's how you know it's serious. That's how you know it's sad. That's how you know it's deep.
To be needlessly exploited and killed on my behalf. It was at this moment that I realised that being vegetarian wasn't enough. That what we do to animals is a moral issue that far transcends just meat and even just food. That is why I went vegan 6 years ago, and my only regret is that I didn't do it sooner. And I can still eat the foods that taste like fried chicken, it's just now somebody isn't being killed when I do. And contrary to
it's just all the little critters and all the little hamster-like critters that get caught up in agriculture. And all the bugs, and all the plants, and all the displacement of the ecology. I mean, come on.
My past self would have said, I'm neither protein deficient nor a hippie, but I might well end up hugging some trees out of pure relief when this pandemic's over. And just for the record, I still find The Office funny.
Oh, thank God. Thank God for that. Well, I think that's enough of Ed Earthling, or Earthling Ed. My God, that dude is insufferable. That dude is so fucking insufferable. And it's so interesting because he makes that comment when he's talking about how he was when he was a vegan, and how or not a vegan, a vegetarian, and how he thought, like, vegans were just preachy and pushy and et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, yeah, man, you should go check out your channel. It is what you do. You're preaching. Okay, so this video is called Vegan Woman Confronts Hunter. This is from 2018. It's from a YouTube channel called That Vegan Couple. Oh my goodness. If you're a forward-facing, if you're like out and proud vegan, I guess this is just your thing. This is like your hobby. This is all you have. Like Hagbert said, this gives you a personality. It gives you something to do, something to believe in, something to fight for. I mean, God, it's not like there's not other just awful atrocities happening out in the world every single fucking day. But their hierarchy of value and what is important seems to be a little askew. Trami says, sir, you are definitely a hippie. I agree. All right, let's see what these folks are up to. Let's check it out.
Have you ever seen this before?
Yeah, I've seen it online.
Have you? Yeah. Does it make you hungry?
Yeah, I'm really hungry actually. Just finished work.
But does watching that make you hungry?
Doesn't bother me.
Doesn't bother you? Really?
No.
How come? Doesn't make you upset? Doesn't...
She just cannot believe that somebody would not feel the things that she feels when she watches a video like that. She just can't fathom it. Really? Oh, really, motherfucker?
Distress you? No? Wow. What about if they were dogs? Do you think you would react differently? No. Have you ever killed an animal?
Yeah.
You have? What animal?
Pigs, boars, rabbits.
You go hunting, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. When was the first time you killed an animal? How old were you?
11.
That's young.
Yeah.
And were you taught how to kill an animal?
Yeah.
Yeah. By your father?
Cousins.
Cousins, yeah.
It wasn't in Australia.
Where was it?
Bosnia.
Bosnia?
Yeah.
Okay. I come from Macedonia. My family are.
Yeah?
My family.
Oh, yeah, your family comes from Macedonia. Yeah. Not you.
Yeah, I'm born in Bosnia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm actually from Bosnia. Yeah. We do, the world is it's a big place. A lot of people doing different things, believe different things, lady.
It's very much part of the culture, isn't it? It's very different over there.
Very much so.
I know.
If you did this over there, you'd get, yeah.
It's funny, actually, I have seen someone message me saying they're from Skopje.
Yeah.
And they started to do these cubes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to show people things.
But it's just looking at it, interests me. But
Yeah. See, the thing is...
I've seen these online everywhere, these kind of things.
Yeah. But do you think it's interesting that you don't kind of feel upset by it, that I guess you're kind of immune to it because you've done it from such a young age?
Probably. Yeah, a little bit weird, I guess.
Yeah.
That's how I was brought up, I guess. Maybe killing. Killing for food.
Here's a question for you.
Yep.
If you don't need to do it, why are we still doing this?
Good question. I'm not one to answer.
Well, you are, because you still eat animals.
Trami says, what is the deal with the Guy Fawkes masks? Because they're fucking cool. I guess. Because he represents some deeper truth. They saw that movie V for Vendetta, and they just spoke to them. Actually, I think Alan Moore is also like a crazy vegan guy. I know he's a wizard.
Animals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't need to eat them for survival, because we're not in that situation, we have supermarkets, we can buy many different foods.
Yeah.
Why are we still doing this? Why are you still eating them?
I like the taste.
We have supermarkets? You can go there and buy foods? Why would you still do this? Come on now. Trami says, if you're a wizard, you can be whatever else you please. That's true. That's what I say about Alan Moore, too.
Yeah.
That's the answer you want, right?
No, it's the answer I know, because I used to be exactly the same.
What do you guys usually get? What's the answer you guys usually get to that?
A taste. Everyone says that.
Yeah?
They absolutely. I ate meat, dairy, eggs my whole life. I mean, as a Macedonian, everything was meat. Meso.
Yeah, meso. Yeah,
meso.
Yeah.
I know that's how I was raised.
Yeah, for sure.
But once I knew that this is what goes on in the industry and I don't need to participate in that, I can eat plant foods instead, Why would I want to hurt animals for?
Yeah, but why do you have to participate in that industry? I mean, you can make the choice to go to ethical butcher shops and things like that. They do exist. Like, you know, debater, past and future guest, Prophet, also frequent in the Nightcap chat. He would be what you would consider like an ethical butcher. He tries to do it as ethically as he possibly can.
So is it the killing of animals in general that upsets you, or is it the killing, like how they're being treated that upsets you?
It's all animals being killed because there's no need to. You know, if it's outside of a survival situation, there's no need to harm another innocent being. Now this here...
Outside of a survival situation. Oh. Travis says, but then my parents moved to Britain so I could grow up insufferable.
This is where 99% of the food comes from that you're buying at the supermarket, eating in the restaurants. You know, this is absolutely atrocious. You'd agree with that, right? Yeah. So you don't have to participate in that because every time you buy something, you're paying for it to happen. So they're not doing it for any other reason other than the consumer demanding it. So even though it might not upset you because you're a hunter and you're used to seeing this, ethically though, you know that it's not the right thing to do, right?
But if she's talking to him as a hunter and somebody that does this themselves and then eats the animals, which I'm not saying that's what he does all the time, but that's not really an argument against him hunting. Couldn't you consider that to be ethical, I suppose, in this framework and what she's kind of suggesting to him? She's going light on him. She's trying to be friendly. She's trying to be a pal.
It's not the right thing to do, but... It doesn't turn me off, it really.
Doesn't turn you off. Okay, how about if you were the victim? Would that make a difference? If somebody was hunting you or putting you in that's a gas...
If you were the victim, if you were being hunted and you were put in a factory farm and you were going to be eaten, how would you feel about it then?
Chamber there. Those pigs are burning from the inside out and then they'll have their heads chopped off. They're in extreme agony. If you put yourself in that situation and someone said, yeah, but you're tasty.
I have never, this is something I don't know about, the gas chambers. And I know Hagbard said that they use something to knock them out sometimes, but I have never heard of gas chambers as part of factory farming. I'm not saying it doesn't happen or it doesn't exist. Maybe it does happen in different parts of the world. I don't know. I don't know if that happens in Western countries, though. I'd be surprised.
I've always done it, and it doesn't upset me if I kill you. Do you think that would be okay for you as the victim, honestly speaking?
No, not really, but that's not a possibility, so I don't think about it.
How come? Have we ever put humans in a gas chamber before?
Yep.
Yeah, haven't we? We've killed humans.
Yeah.
We've tortured humans for no need. So it does.
What if he just started dropping like the Holocaust didn't happen to her and really just freaked her the fuck out? Trima says they do use gas. I read up on it in Britain, to be specific. Okay, fair enough. It's not something I know. Hagbard said I looked it up. Pig slaughter in the UK appears to demand it. Interesting. Maybe I'll have to check that out. Travis says, I've tortured humans because I needed to. Well, what is she doing right now? Travis says, but generally it's to sedate them. Then they just let it run until they are killed. That's what I would imagine.
Happened to us.
Like she's describing it as being burned from the inside out, like almost as if you're in a microwave.
It doesn't need to be that way for humans or for animals.
Hold on, I just came over to see what was on the screens.
Yeah, I know. But it gets you thinking, right?
Yeah. I always see it on Facebook and shit, all these things.
Yeah. Would you consider? You wouldn't consider it? No. There's nothing I can say to change your mind.
I just came to
and he pulls out a big fat hot dog out of his pocket and just starts eating it.
Shouldn't do it.
I know. What does your heart tell you? What does your heart tell you?
Honestly?
Honestly, tell me.
Honestly?
Yeah.
Go home and eat dinner. What's for dinner? Nice piece of pork.
What if you can have something that tastes like pork but it's not pork?
What is it?
It's plants that still taste like pork.
What plant?
Can be soy, wheat, anything, made of lots of different plants. It's the seasoning.
I've tried all them, like the tofus and my aunties, but my auntie's a vegan.
Is she?
Yeah.
Why don't you listen to your auntie?
Because she's a bitch. Hagbird says, I used to hunt. It was a giant pain in the ass. Easier just to pay my butcher. Yeah, I would agree. I grew up in a family that hunted. But by the time I was old enough that it was kind of wasn't much of a thing anymore, at least for my immediate family, like my father. So I didn't do a ton of it. I did a little bit when I was a kid, though. Trauma says, it's plants we've done real weird shit to. Hagbird says, it's soy and will damage your thyroid. Exactly.
I don't know. I just came over to see,
I know.
nothing really changed for me.
I know.
It's
better for you.
pretty cool. Well, good on you guys for advocating all these things.
It's better for your health. It's a lot better for your health.
And what exactly are you trying to say, madam, about this nice Bosnian man?
It's better for the environment. Have you got kids?
No.
Why is it better for the environment? Why is it better for the environment? They always talk about this fucking thing. It's better for the environment. This is about climate change. It's another one of their angles. But like I said, to make up the deficit of not having the animals or the meat, you still have to destroy the environment. It's kind of a zero-sum game in that respect. Prof says, holy shit, dude. The wife just yapped my ear off for half an hour about our days, the baby, and the future of our family. Yada, yada, yada. Whatever, lady. Don't you know it's Nightcap? A true fan. A true fan.
On having kids?
One day.
One
maybe.
day. You want a nice world for them to grow up in?
Yeah.
Fresh air, clean water,
Yeah.
land that they can grow crops on? It's not possible, mate. If this continues, it's not possible. So we've got to think about more than just our taste. We have to think about what's sustainable for this planet for the future generations. Think about your health. Leading causes of death, all linked to eating animals. Heart disease, diabetes, type 2 diabetes, leading
There's
causes
also
of
poor life
cancer.
choices that lead to death. It's not just.
That's the poorest. That is the sole.
She's like, that's the number one thing. Trust me, I read a pamphlet. Trauma says, priorities, Mrs. Prophet. Doesn't she know that Monday night is for the boys? Come on.
Are you a scientist?
No, I'm not. No.
Are you a scientist? Are she a scientist? You going to pull the scientist card?
Okay, so the science is telling us 14 of the 15 leading causes of death are linked to eating animals. The number one killer, 17.5 million people die of heart disease.
Yeah, it's called not having a balanced diet. Like, you can go too far in any direction.
Yeah, nutritionfacts.org. You can look that up, nutritionfacts.org. Leading cause of heart disease is saturated fat and cholesterol. Cholesterol is only found in animal products.
Still vegan as well?
Yes.
Okay, that's why. Okay, fair enough. So you're not just advocating the killing of, you're advocating the whole thing.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's no need to use.
What if I own a cow?
Yeah.
I'm getting my own milk from a cow. Is that fine?
Well, if somebody owned you and took something from your body, would that be okay?
Wow, you guys are very strong.
We've done this before in history, have we not? We've had slaves.
Yeah.
And what did the slave owner say? I own you, I can do what I want with you. That's what we're saying about animals now. If we don't need to enslave.
Oh my God. I cannot, this is where I cannot find any parity with these people. Like I said, the hierarchy of value, the evolutionary ladder, the food chain. You know? I don't know. Prophet says, what if you sucked my cock, lady? Would that be eating meat? A nice sausage for you, love?
And use animals, then why would we put them through this if we can be happy and healthy without that?
That's a good question. I can't answer. Are these all from Australian?
This is all from Australian footage, yes.
All of them?
All of it. Standard industry practice. Doesn't matter what the farm is. They're being lowered into a gas chamber. They are fighting and screaming for their lives. And it's so painful for them, thrashing around in there.
How old were you when you turned vegan?
I went vegetarian at 29. I went vegan at 31. I used to think that a meal was not complete without meat.
Yeah?
Salad and fruit, I used to say for the birds.
Yeah.
It's not for a human.
Salad and fruit for the birds. That's rabbit food, kids. Holy shit. It just sounds like you were unhealthy, to be honest with you. Trami says, look, it's not like we don't have slavery now. Well, that's true. Another worthy cause, another worthy thing to bring up. There's real human suffering that goes on in the world. Probably a lot of it having to do with some of the products these people consume. How many of these are Apple products? The burner says, no, it'd be tenderizing. Tenderizing it. Look at those chompers.
What did we do every celebration? Lamb on the spit. Okay? I know, mate. We came from the same part of the world. I'm raised exactly the same way. But this is f***ing wrong. And there's no need for it. That's the thing. There's no need for it. So why would it? I've lost weight. Skin got better. Hey? Easily done. Eating whole plant foods, whole grains, vegetables, fruit, nuts, seeds, legumes.
I try, but I find it so boring.
The burner says they always highlight the people that can't counter the most elementary arguments. Animals are like people, so basically this is modern day slavery. Give me a fucking break. Exactly. And that's kind of, it always circles back around to this kind of stuff. It always circles right back around to like the emotional aspect, and emotionally charged and emotionally loaded language and framing. And they're like, well, you don't like slavery, right? Like, you don't like suffering, right? You want to lessen suffering in the world. Prophet says, Atrami says, almonds an environmental champion. Prophet says, my toddler has grown up on raw goat milk, liver, and offal. And bacon is his favorite food. He could kill this lady with one hit. Ah, yes, almonds. Let's drain the ocean so we can water trees to make milk.
Of course it's boring if you don't know what to eat. I don't want you to eat salad. I don't want you to eat salad. I want you to eat potatoes. I want you to eat pasta. I want you to eat very creative, beautiful food made from plants, not just a salad. I don't eat salad like that. Soups, stews. There's lots of websites that you can go to that have very easy recipes to follow. Okay? Look.
I'll take a look.
Here's challenge 22. Will you promise me?
I guarantee I'll take a look.
Thank you, mate. Challenge 22 is a free program. It's online. You join for 22 days. You get a mentor, so they help you through the whole process. They answer your questions. They help you with what to eat. They give you recipes. Any problems you have, you've got someone to talk to the whole time.
All right.
The burner says she wants his meat stick. She wants it so bad. She saw herself a tall, strapping, powerful Bosnian man, and she knows she will be protected. And his big, giant, meat-eating arms. Trami says, but durum wheat for pasta is massively problematic. It requires shitloads of pesticides. Well, that's the thing, right? And we've talked about this kind of because, you know, you watch these videos and it's kind of the same argument over and over and over again. And you kind of just bring that up constantly. It's like, well, you're just trading one thing for another, one damaging thing for another. Like, you're not, the idea that you get to wipe your conscience clean and you're doing some great thing. Like, you're not thinking of how all the other variables, how these things spiral out, the ramifications of actually doing this. It's not practical. And I think maybe they know on some level, like, it's not realistic and it's never going to really happen. So they just feel free to do so. It's just kind of delusional.
Okay?
All right.
All right.
That's my promise to you. Take a look.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, look at her. She's sweet on him. Can I get your number? Can I get your number, pal? Mate? And that's another thing we saw, like, when we watched the Ed Earthling guy, or Earthling Ed, debate people. Like, he wanted to be gone from that conversation, like, 5 minutes ago. He was just like, oh, yeah, of course, that's interesting. It's interesting. Okay, I got to go. And she just kept talking to him. And then he just couldn't wait. He's like, I got to get out of here, dude. All right. All right, let's look at a couple, maybe another one of their videos. The vegan couple. Vegan news reaction. Last time they posted was about 5 months ago. They have 140,000 subscribers, though. You know what I mean? Travis says her number was on the back of that card. Oh, you know it. You know it. They're swingers, this couple. Okay? Apex level stuff. Responding to vegan complaints? Sure. Let's check that out. What are vegan complaints? What do vegans
Hi
complain
everyone,
about?
welcome back to the channel. This is a sample video of our latest podcast episode number 126, Vegan Complaints Department now open.
Yes, we made an entire episode about complaining. So unlike us. So in this episode, we read out and react to a number of emails that both we and some of our listeners have sent to non-vegan businesses and organisations.
That's right, they include gelaterias, supermarkets, fast food companies, universities, chocolatiers, personal care product retailers and meditation centres.
That's quite the list. We had a lot of fun recording this episode, and at the same time, it shows that writing to businesses and organisations and holding them accountable is a great form of animal advocacy.
This is a short sample video, and if you'd like to listen to the full episode, you can join us on Patreon, which is linked in the description below this video.
Oh man, see, they're not even real believers. They're not even really part of the cause. So like, here's a clip. If you'd like to hear the rest of it, give me $5. Prophet says, what do vegans complain about? Me. Hagbert says, you're like the vegan boogeyman. Trimy says, holding them accountable. Yeah, sure. That's what you're doing. Not behind a paywall, they're not.
Video.
Thank you so much for watching and listening. Hope you enjoy this. Keep sending us those complaints, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye everyone.
Bye. Bye.
According to the Victorian State Government Department of Health, up to 5% of Caucasians and up to 75% of non-Caucasians living in Australia are lactose intolerant, and I'll put a link to that.
You could have also added that 100% of the population are not baby cows.
Yes, could have, should have. The dairy industry damages the environment in a number of ways, including by land clearing, greenhouse gas emissions and water use. These all impact biodiversity negatively and increase the risk of species extinction. You can read more about that here, and then I'll put a link. So now I've addressed health in one line with a supporting reference. I've addressed the environment in one line with a supporting reference. Now it's on to the animals. I assume it's like watching What the Health first,
Yes.
Cowspiracy second, now we're ready for Dominion.
Yeah. And so this is why I guess we're doing this episode. It's not just so we can have a laugh and, air our
It's educational,
complaints.
isn't
It's
it?
educational. This is a really great example. And I think it's good for people to be aware of, this is how we can hold companies, businesses accountable. This is how we can educate them. This is how we can influence change.
Exactly. It's like having an outreach conversation with a non-vegan business via email, isn't it?
That's right. And there was...
Yeah, an outreach conversation. I'm sure there's totally just pouring over these emails, really giving them a lot to think about. Hagbert says greenhouse emissions, you say? Or greenhouse emissions, you say. Thank you. Don't look up the harbor system, vegans.
Someone who commented on Patreon, or I think they emailed us saying, I've never sent an email like this before, but I'm now inspired to start sending emails, demanding plant-based options.
Exactly.
So this
That's
is
the point
really
of this
great.
episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
I go on. I assume, like the majority of people, including my wife and I,
all of these companies that have done these like Impossible Burger, Impossible Meat type stuff, a lot of them are going under, if I'm not mistaken. A lot, because there have been some companies like these ethical plant-based like meat supplement products. I know in the United States, at least, I think one of the biggest ones, I can't remember the name. I read an article a few months ago, just by happenstance, about them basically going under. And whenever you go to the supermarket, like where I live anyways, nobody buys that shit. Nobody buys that shit. It always ends up in the clearance bin for like 40-50% off at some point. And it doesn't look very appetizing. Trimy says Beyond. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's the Beyond Burger Company.
Years ago, the Gelato Messina family is unaware of the animal abuse and exploitation inherent in the standard legal practices of the dairy industry.
And you always have to say standard legal practices.
That's
because
right. Finally, when shopping at our local store on Thursday, May 13, we noticed signage above a large refrigerator case at the rear.
So they're reading the emails that they send to companies to ask them, and they're nitpicking their signage and how they present their products. Oh yeah. Trump says Beyond Beef is big relatively here. Well, that's interesting, because I think in the United States it's not very much.
Of the store.
I could be wrong. It could be a different company I'm thinking of.
At first glance, we were enthusiastic to see an entire refrigerator case dedicated to dairy-free options, as there should be. However, upon closer inspection, we were shocked to see that only most products in the roughly top half were actually dairy-free, whereas most products in the roughly bottom half were animal-based.
it was like half, basically, 50-50.
The dairy-free signage was very misleading and potentially even dangerous for customers avoiding dairy for health reasons.
I mean, you see dairy-free sign, you expect dairy-free products in that case. Right? Are we right?
Well,
They come back with...
I understand your concerns that the dairy-free fridge contains dairy products and you feel the signage is very misleading.
No. We don't feel it's misleading. It is misleading. It's not a feeling.
She has like permanent infomercial person cadence. You know what I'm saying? Trump says, well, we are all hippies here. Prophet says, what the fuck? These people aren't eating 30 bananas a day? This isn't what vegan YouTube promised me. Oh, that's right. What is it? The Vegan Rider or something? Is that what his name was?
Fact. If you label something, then that's what it should be.
Luca, this is not Woolworths' intention, as the dairy-free signage is to help customers to easily locate dairy-free products. It does not mean that there are only dairy-free products in this fridge.
Oh my... Wow.
That's painful, isn't it?
It's
That's
really painful.
It hurts.
So are you saying that if a fridge is labelled, I don't know, seafood, that I could expect to find... Vegetables in there?
What the fuck? Are they like 10 years old? That's their big complaint, is that there's not a separate refrigerator for the non-dairy products? Travis says, do you check that your Spanish strawberries are Spanish? But they take it even further. They're even crazier. They're even just like, you wouldn't go to the fish counter and buy a cucumber, would you? That's insane. Prof says, it's Durian Rider, mate. Get it right. Or as he pronounces, Durinda.
Oh my God. What, just because there's a label on a fridge doesn't mean that what you're going to find in that fridge is necessarily corresponding with the label?
Yeah, and, I just want to say...
Corresponding with the label, you can fucking read. What are you talking about? You can read. It's very clear. If you go to the grocery store, if you get like soy milk or almond milk, it's very clear what those products are. And they're usually on in an area in the fridge section on its own. It's like next to the regular milk.
One thing, so at the top of an aisle, you'll see...
This is Francis's first email?
Yes.
To the Vipassana group.
Correct. Hi Vipassana team, my name is Francis from Canada. I did the 10-day Vipassana retreat twice so far. One was at Montebello and it was a life changer. The knowledge learned and practice has helped me in my everyday life. I am grateful for the technique and the people involved in making Vipassana available for everybody.
I feel like this is a shit sandwich, Francis.
That's great. This is the way you do it.
This is a great opening, and now...
I would also like to raise a concern.
I love it.
Now, this is vegan wise, we call it. It's good. I know the philosophy of Vipassana is compassion and respect for all beings. That said, I know that the food served at all Vipassana retreats are vegetarian, which means no meat and no fish. That goes with the values of not hurting another living being. But it's hard to ignore that by still offering animal products like dairy, honey, and eggs, it also supports...
See you later, Big Paul. Thank you for the 3 ice creams, my friend. It will be put towards the cause.
An incredible amount of suffering plus the killing of those animals. I'm not sure if you know how the dairy and egg industries work, but they're as bad as the meat industry, and probably more suffering is involved. Yeah. So the response from Vipassana. Hello, Francis.
Bracing myself.
Thank you for your patience regarding our response to your concerns regarding offering a solely vegan diet at Dharma Sorabi. We can assure you that our centre and all other centres in our tradition that we are aware of are following the 5 precepts that the Buddha taught.
We assure you. Don't worry, just take our word for it.
Never mind.
Just as you want people to take your word for it. Prophet says, imagine having a hyper-specific dietary regimen and being pissed that it's not easily accessible. Have you ever tried to get raw milk, lady? No, she has not. She's drinking that almond milk. Prophet says, mega corporations destroyed using facts and logic.
And your concerns, we can assure you. It is volition that matters. If there is no volition to kill or have someone kill for us, we are not breaking Sila. And I don't know whether it's pronounced Sila or Sila.
Right.
When using dairy products, we are not having any volition that these animals are harmed. It is that simple.
What? Hold on. Luca, break that down for me. What do they mean?
Oh, it's exactly as you read it. It's about intention.
You're not intending to slit the throat when you slit the throat? But I don't understand. Does anyone else have a problem with
intention or volition, another word for volition would be desire or want.
But there's no volition to kill. There's no want. There's no desire to kill. But that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
You don't want to kill them, but you are slitting their throat.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it, but you are doing it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
But all that matters is that you don't want to.
But you are.
Trami says, to Prophet, I've gotten pig's blood once. That was a pain in the balls. Well, you guys start hanging out with John Travolta. John Travolta and his buddies. They could get you some pig's blood, let me tell you what.
It doesn't matter.
But you're doing it.
But you don't want to.
But you're doing it. You're choosing to. You do want it.
It's bad, isn't it?
Oh my gosh.
Fortunately for all of us, watching our volition and keeping that in line with Sila is enough to calm the mind to practice Vipassana and slowly come out of the stresses and tensions of life and death.
Oh, so easy to say when you're not the one being stabbed in the throat. I mean,
Oh my God. So easy to say when it's not you on the chopping block. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. What else do they got? What else do they got before we move on a little bit? So these are basically their whole channel now is just clips from their podcast. Vegans eat chicken and ice cream, mukbang review, plus news response. Well, that's very long. We're not going to do that. They ate, I'm assuming, vegan food with masks on their face in the thumbnail in their own house. Classic Australian move. Vegan 2019 end of year review. Very confused meat eater debates a vegan. Okay, well, let's check that out. Let's see what her... I mean, we know that like any video they post is probably going to make them look good to a certain extent. Even though like we watched that last one, it doesn't really make them look good. It's just they're talking to somebody that's never like really thought about this or encountered it. And I suppose that in some ways that is their purpose when they go out and do like their like on the street activism. Prophet says, blood's tough. You got to stir it right as it's spilling out or it coagulates. Well, you know, tell that to Carrie, Prophet. Tell that to Carrie, okay?
Hi, how are you?
Doing good, doing good.
Good, yeah. Have you seen videos like this before?
Yeah, I've seen the...
Hackbird said, this is what Bon Scott died for? How dare they? Travis says, unless Nightcap, which makes us all look like knuckleheads.
whole movie, it's Dominion, right?
You've seen Dominion? Yeah, wow. What did you think of it?
I mean, this is like brutality, but I guess it's a part of what's happening. I mean, you have to see it in the full scale and not be emotional while watching this. Of course, it's
You
brutal.
shouldn't be emotional watching animals be slaughtered?
Oh, unlike Nightcap. Ah.
course, like if you put it like that, then yes, but you have to see the whole spectrum and not just like one side.
What's
of
the
it.
whole spectrum?
The whole spectrum is like, okay, this is brutal, and this animal killing is bad, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is awful. Like, look at this, and how can you not feel? But then, like, but this is also you have to see like animals have been the part of like diet and evolution. Like, we have evolved eating animals that there are nutrients, right? And if that's
So which nutrients in animals do you think we can't get in plants?
I mean, I don't know how, I can't get technical with you because you've obviously read more than me, right? So I'm putting my point of view, like, of course, we have evolved eating animals, like,
Sure.
From where I come from at least, like, they are an integral part of, like, our lives,
Yeah.
all right? And, okay, maybe, I mean, of course you have read well better than me, and maybe there is, like, nothing you can't replace.
Right, so
Yeah.
that's the great thing is that we don't need to eat animal products for anything.
but-
Everything we need can be obtained from plants.
Yes, but that's
So-
the secondary step. That's not natural. Like you are
What do you mean
forcing
not
yourself.
natural?
Like that's like okay, be here. Then let's force not. I mean, okay, this is here. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you are forcing yourself with that theory. Like.
I'm not understanding. So the great thing.
She sounds like a bigot. She's like, oh, your accent's a little thick, buddy. Your accent's a little thick. Prophet says, animal killing is bad. You've already ceded the moral high ground. Killing is a requisite for life. Aha! Now I have the high ground, Nico. Don't try it.
Thing is, yes, we did have to eat animal products at one point in history.
Yeah.
That was for survival.
Yes.
Right, but we don't need to eat animal products
because
for
in
survival
Helsinki
anymore.
you have vegan shops and everything like that. But look, because in Helsinki you can afford and you can do that, and you put an effort to be like more morally cleaner, right?
Yeah, so we have plants
But
that
you
we
cannot
can
do
eat.
that in
where?
Like for example, like
Trami says, note all the brown people in that picket. Oh, wait.
why would I do that in like Nepal, where I come from? Like
Why wouldn't you? Why would you want to continue with this misery and suffering?
Okay, that does not
So-
belong in Nepal because we respect animals. We don't kill cows, for example.
It doesn't matter which animals you kill. When you kill an animal, you can't respect them.
Yes, but you cannot put the moral blame on me if I'm not brutal, because that's a part of evolution. I refuse to take the moral blame because I'm not involved in doing something
so
as brutal as that.
when you pay for animal products, when you eat them, you are paying for this to happen. You're not doing. No. This is happening by the industry because consumers are wanting the product. So when you go to the restaurant and you order bacon, this is what you're paying for.
Some part of this is happening because
This is
some,
happening
some
all around the
owners,
world.
Yeah. Because some owners are unlawful. This happens with every industry.
This is legal. No. This is not
happens with every
unlawful.
industry. For
This is
example,
legal.
rice. Look,
Yeah.
there are pebbles in rice, like small pebbles that are added in rice
Yeah.
by some unlawful, deceitful like people. That doesn't make the whole rice industry like
No,
as
but
a whole
nobody's
bad.
having their throat slit to produce rice. Okay.
Okay, but
so look. Just,
No,
Also, that's semantics, really. That's semantics.
you are trying to you're trying to give it an emotional angle by brutality, which I already agree it's bad,
Yeah.
right? But it does not make the industry as a whole bad.
It does make the industry bad because they are needlessly killing. Now, look, this is the thing. All we have to do is understand that as consumers,
Yeah.
when we buy animal products from a store or from a restaurant, whenever we
Yeah,
eat them,
yeah, yeah, of
we are
course.
paying the industry. We're saying we want this product and the industry is going to produce more of it. Okay, so we are paying for the violence to happen. So you've watched Dominion, you've sat
Yeah,
through,
I've seen
you've
the
sat
whole
through
movie.
2
Yeah,
hours
yeah.
of it.
I-
Okay,
yeah,
so let me
I've
finish.
seen the whole
Let me
movie.
finish.
Please
Thank
go
you.
on.
Okay, so we are paying for that as consumers.
Yeah, I
The
understand your point, okay.
You don't understand my point because you're still arguing it.
Okay.
Every time we pay for this, we're telling the industry, I'm okay with this, and they keep doing it. What you're seeing is standard legal industry practice around the world. Okay,
Actually, it's
now.
not.
It is. That is a fact. Okay.
Look, it's not.
What
I
is
mean,
not? What is
like
not?
For example, like the stunt gun. For example, like
Yes.
the stunt gun should
That is
be like
legal.
fully efficient. Yeah.
Yeah.
But stunt gun is a good way. Like
It's not a good. Would it be a good
okay,
way if
but-
it was
but-
done
but
to
the-
you?
what
If
they
you were the
saw-
victim, would that be
okay.
a good way for you to be killed?
Of course, like I'm not the victim. I'm
But
I'm
if
in
you
the higher
were-
in the food chain.
Okay.
I'm in the higher of
So
the,
that's called
Oh, my God. Travis says, I like this guy. Prophet says, nobody's having their throat slit to produce rice. Nobody tell this lady about year zero. Travis says, fucking what? No, he understands. He just doesn't agree. And that's really the crux, I think, of this argument, which apparently goes on for 23 minutes. We'll see if we make it all the way through. But yeah, she just refuses to accept what he is saying. That's it. And he, in some regards, is refusing to accept what she is saying. So it's probably kind of a non-starter.
speciesism. That's called speciesism, where we see ourselves
Speciesism? Are you fucking kidding me?
as humans as higher than animals, and we think that we can do whatever we like to them because they're not.
No,
you know.
no.
So
Okay,
the great thing
it's
is,
not-
the great
okay.
thing is, we ate animal products once for survival.
Yeah.
We understand that, but now it's 2019. You live in a city. You have options. You don't have to eat animals anymore. Okay. You have a choice when you go to the store. You can survive off wonderful plant foods. You don't have to buy those animal products. There's nothing in the animal products that we need to sustain us. We don't need them for any vitamins or nutrients or minerals specifically. We can get everything we need from a plant-based diet.
Okay,
So
okay.
therefore, it's a choice. So why would we choose to be
How much do you think that would cost? Do you imagine? To actually like be healthy and live a vegan lifestyle? Do you think like the median person can actually sustain that? Especially like imagine if you have a family. Trama says we can do whatever we like to them because we can do these things to them. Trama says that's right. That's what that is. You may not like it, might makes right, but that is how it works. And it's also just like the hierarchy of value, evolutionary ladder, food chain, all those things. And it's part of the symbiosis of all of these things. And I like this guy's saying, like you watch like these awful factory farming videos and you're like, yeah, that's fucking awful. Does that paint that in the entire industry of anybody that produces meat products in that light? Is that fair?
cruel and contribute to unnecessary violence if we can choose to be kind and eat plant food instead?
Okay, but then like why should we make the transition if it's not brutal? Because I agree that's bad. Okay, that's like mass like murder, like and it's bad. Okay, I agree. But why should we make transition if it's something like justified for like centuries?
Well, rape and murder has been happening for centuries. Does that make rape and murder okay now? Should we go and rape and murder everybody in this square?
You're making, your analogy is too far-fetched.
Why is it?
I mean, come on, you cannot compare like, okay, this is murder, right?
Yeah.
But what about like okay, you ask me like, okay, you can choose the transition because you.
Hold on, I like this old guy. This old guy that wandered into frame. He's just like, he went over and took a peek. And he's like, gotta go.
Okay, you can choose the transition because you live here. Okay, there are vegan shops and stuff like that. But because you choose to make the transition. You are choosing it to make the transition.
Sure.
But then like, why should I? Because it's your choice. I mean, I should not agree.
Well, you're the one that said it was horrific and you didn't agree with it and you found it terrible. So why would you want to support it?
I mean, I'm not supporting that.
You are. That's what I'm saying. Every time you eat these,
all these electronic products that all of you are using, how do you think those things are produced? Do you think there's no pain and suffering and death included in making these things a reality?
animals, every time you eat them, you are supporting it because you're paying it.
Travis says, "Fucking kids," and walks off.
You're paying the industry to do this.
No, because there are bad players in every industry. Okay, I'm not saying like every industry there are bad players. A few bad players don't make like, you cannot generalize the whole industry by a few bad players.
But the industry is about slitting throats and chopping heads off. So how is slitting throats and chopping heads off a good thing? What part of that industry is good for you?
Prophet says, "This is the dude who's suing his parents for bringing him into the world." I had the same thought, actually, yeah. But he respects it, okay? He respects it.
Like slitting throats and chopping heads off. Okay, if you put it like that,
well,
yes.
It's not me putting it like that. That's the fact. That's what happens.
But
that's
like
the industry.
It's evolutionary, like.
What's evolution?
Eating animals is.
But we've already spoken about that. We don't need to.
Choice,
She's like, "I already closed the book on that. Didn't you hear my convincing 2-sentence argument? I've already closed the book on that." Travis says, "I mean, she's already lost this because she lost her cool. This is not winning him over. It's radicalizing him. Yeah, it's making him defensive." And that's, I think, the problem with most activists in general. But a lot of times, especially vegan activists, at least from what I've seen over the past week or so, is that they are combative in a way that tries to assign blame to people for not understanding something in the same way that they do. So they moralize it in a way that they suggest that you are an immoral person and that the way you live your life is immoral. Now, even if you believe that, if you were trying to get converts, if you were trying to get people to, come over to your side of things, that's probably not a great place to start, because not everybody is an emotionally unhinged narcissist that is going to respond to watching a 2-hour documentary and have their lives changed.
But why should I have
I mean, it's not like this guy's watching an episode of NIGHTCAP. You know what I mean? This is not a life-changing event talking to this woman.
Man, why should I make the same choice? Because my upbringing is different. I've like
we've all been up the same way. We have all been brought to eat animals. So we're all coming from the same place. I used to eat animals too.
No, because like
your choice.
Okay, here animals are like distant thing. Like here you don't see.
It doesn't matter.
Here.
It doesn't matter if you see the animals or not. They're having their throats slit and their heads chopped off.
I mean, come on, you have a different like.
You have the same perspective as me because you looked at this and you said.
And Hagbert says, "Or is he?" Now, that's a good point, because this video is posted to this woman's channel. As this goes on, he may just capitulate. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's sincere. It could be like a lot of people that talk to these vegan activists where they're like just looking for a way out of the conversation after 10 minutes. And they're like, yeah, it's awful. I'm totally going to be a vegan. Let me shake your hand so I can fucking leave and go get myself a chicken Sammy.
That it's wrong.
Yeah, of course I looked at it because like.
So that's what you're eating. That's what you're eating. Where did you go for lunch today? What did you have for lunch?
I had chicken.
You had chicken.
Yes.
And where do you think that chicken came from? It came from the village in Nepal.
I had a chicken farm in my house, so like I know how chicken like is raised.
Did you kill the chicken?
Yeah.
You killed the chicken that you ate today.
Not today, no.
Where did you get the chicken from that you ate today? From a shop?
Restaurant.
From a restaurant. So that's exactly. This is the industry that chicken came from. This is the industry.
Okay, look, like chicken are mass produced, like.
Every animal is mass produced.
Depends. Like we didn't mass produce the animal we consume back home. No.
Well, you're talking about right now.
Okay, right now,
right here.
Yes.
The animals that are eaten in supermarkets, that are eaten in restaurants, they are all mass produced.
Yeah, they're mass produced. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but then like not every like mass producer.
Travis says, "At Paxful, dude. Hey man, you stood up for yourself. Good on you. It's nice to see at least somebody give a little bit of pushback. And when you see them give pushback, she just will not meet this guy on his own terms. She will not see life through his prism, even if just to understand it, to try to convince him, right? To try to make a better argument. She just has talking points that she'll just repeat over and over and over again. It's not even a good form of argumentation or debate or whatever you want to call it, because she's not listening to him. She's not really listening to him. The only thing she's given him, like a little crumb or a little like suggestion, would be like, hey, you know, I used to eat meat too, and I can do it. So, you know, I used to be evil too. I was once a bad person.
It follows this, like.
Well, how do you think they kill the animal for you to eat?
I mean, how I kill animals.
They slit the throat and chop their heads off.
Yes.
And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but I don't think like there is like moral obligation for me to feel bad about that exercise.
But you...
Trami brings up an excellent point. I mean, she had a clear road in here. Just say, okay, so you agree this is terrible. Maybe you could take more care of what kind of meat you eat. Exactly. Or just kind of end the conversation there. Make it shorter. Sometimes you can overstay your welcome. You can talk too much. Trust me, I know. But you can talk too much, so she should like... If she had just been like, hey, you know what? I'm glad at least you can admit that. Here are some places you go look to see to find some more information on your own. And that's another thing about a lot of these people. It's like most people need to be self-convinced. It has to be their idea. So if you provide people the resources, maybe they'll come around to your way of thinking. They're probably not going to organically do it through this kind of process. This is too combative. He's clearly too defensive. He clearly lives a lifestyle where he actually has an awareness of how some of these things work because he has his own chickens and he kills them and eats them. Trami says you can't convert him like this. No, you cannot.
Said that you felt bad about it.
Yes, because this is like clickbait.
But
like,
how?
Okay.
But I don't understand. This is slitting throats and chopping heads off. So
yes,
1 minute you're saying it's not okay here, but it's okay over there.
Yes, because like this, it's like the most brutal videos you can find.
So
it's not fair. This is completely unfair to this guy. Obviously, English is a second language. There's a little bit of going on of that, like in terms of like the words he's using and how he's presenting his case, and she knows that. Like she has to understand that. And she should be a little bit more charitable to a person like this that she's talking to, because he's at least engaging with her, which probably made her fucking year. Trami says, show them the clips. Have a leaflet with some vegan recipes and try to get them to do better, not be perfect. I agree, 1,000%. If that was their goal, that would be way more effective.
What is a less brutal way to slit a throat and chop a head off? What is the less brutal way to slit someone's throat and chop their head off against their will?
This is like almost a propaganda. Like
is this propaganda?
Yeah, filled with music that is made to feel you bad. I mean, this is bad. Of course, it's not.
And he's calling it all out. He's like, this is produced. This is propaganda. Emotionally leading music cues, selective footage. This guy is cool. I like this guy. I like Paxful. I like him.
I don't agree, but it's like it's elevated to a degree.
Yeah, because we're trying to get people to make a connection with their heart. Okay.
Yeah, but maybe I want to make a connection with their mind.
Okay, so think about it logically. Why are you causing unnecessary violence on the planet for if you don't need to?
I mean, it's.
Why are you contributing to an industry that is one of the leading causes of environmental destruction? Okay, have you heard of climate change? Have you heard of the climate emergency?
I've heard of climate change. Yes.
Okay, so if you want to look about it logically, how can you logically contribute to this?
Look about. I mean, you should.
Like, say if we could eradicate factory farming and everybody had their own farm and their own crops and their own animals, say we get to some sort of weird utopia, would they be okay with it then? Would it become suddenly ethical? You know, say we get rid of factory farming, get rid of like kind of the grocery stores as we understand them to be, that sells these materials, sells this kind of meat. Would they be okay with it then? Then would it be okay if it's like this personal one-to-one experience? I don't know. Maybe we might find out Friday night. That might be a question that gets brought up.
It also look like what about the emissions of like soya protein factories or something? I mean, I mean, this is causing climate change. I'm not denying it, okay? But your way is not cleaner as well. It's not like your way is panacea. It's far from panacea.
It's far from what?
Panacea. It's not. It's not.
He's trying to say panacea, and she's being a bitch. Hagbert says no because there was a truck crash with chickens and a hamster or something.
For everything.
Okay, it's not about being perfect. It's about causing the least amount of harm that we can.
Yeah,
so
of course,
as human beings, we're going to cause some harm on this planet. But
we are on the same page with that, right?
Right.
My problem is only with this video, which heightens, which elevates.
This is simply the truth. You've watched Dominion.
Yes, I watched the whole movie because I was forced to. Because last Halloween,
you were forced to.
Yeah, some friends tricked me into like watching the most like.
They tricked you into seeing the most horror movie ever. Right. So they tricked you into learning the truth.
Oh, this is truth. Okay, I agree. But this is heightened truth. This is elevated truth.
So
I mean, look at clickbaits. They are truth as well.
So
but
you know what's interesting? We started all the way over there, and you've moved all the way. You've moved about 2 or 3 meters away from that screen.
Okay, we can go there.
Let's go back to the screen because you don't want to keep looking at it, but I feel like you should.
Oh my God, what a psychopath! No, maybe he just wants to get out of the conversation. He's trying to edge himself away from you.
You can keep looking at it. All right. Why are you arguing with me for?
Yeah, because
Why are you arguing with him? What are you arguing with him about? He's trying to expose you a little bit. He's trying to like bring it to the conversation to a little bit of a higher plane.
Like this movie, this is like no, I don't think like this is bad. Okay, killing animals brutally is bad. I don't deny this is happening.
So tell me, what is a less brutal way to kill an animal? If you don't like it, why are you still eating them? Why are you still paying for it to happen?
No, I mean, I'm not saying I don't like killing, I mean, killing an animal is fine as long as it's like, it's justified. For example,
how is it justified? How is killing an animal justified to you? What justifies it?
I mean, why it's not justified to you?
Why is it justified to you?
Why it's not justified to you?
No. Okay. You're okay with participating
right side because it's evolutionary.
You're participating in the violence. Explain to me why you think it's okay to participate in the violence when you don't need to.
Okay, for example, like recently I was reading about this, like Vikings who got vitamin D from a fish. There, right?
Vikings.
Yeah.
From how many centuries ago?
Yeah.
You know, it's 2019 and we're living in a city.
I'm coming back. I'm coming down.
Okay.
So why do you think
Yeah, could you please let him get an entire sentence out, please? Appreciate it.
So, okay, we synthesize vitamin D, right? So why should I take the synthesized vitamin D and not the fish?
Because a fish is a sentient being that is suffering and has their throat slit and head chopped off so that you can have some.
Because everything is the same. This is like part of this like postmodern worldview. Everything is the same. Everything is flattened out. You could track these kinds of arguments to why people should be able to have sexual relationships with children. Because they're all the same. They're all sentient. They all can have the ability to feel pain and make choices and blah, 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 blah. Trami says, I'd like one of these people to define for survival. That'd be a great point. A great thing to bring up. Trami says, at what point did we cross the line of eating meat to survive into not having to eat meat to survive? Well, that's the reality. Is I think they deny that this is, for many people, for the median person in the world, especially even in the Western world, that this is the best way to naturally get nutrients. Not everybody's there, out be able to go to the juice store or whatever, get their green juice. Get that fucking green juice, get those supplements, get those vitamins, which I suppose is a commentary on how ill-informed people are about their own health. I wouldn't suggest otherwise, but for most people, they would get very sick.
Something that you don't need from the fish.
Okay, see, I don't feel the moral blame there. I mean, I would rather take fish.
But you just said you don't agree with this. You said this is horrible.
This is horrible, but
this is what's happening.
But picking up a fish and eating, it's not compared to this.
What are you talking about?
Look, this
is the fish. Hold on. This is the fish. This is the one that you didn't want to watch either. So you pull the fish out of the ocean and you chop their head off, and they're suffering and they feel pain, and you can't hear them screaming.
Define pain. Define what they feel. I mean, from an evolutionary perspective, whether or not, I mean, maybe this was propaganda back from when I was a child. But, from an evolutionary perspective, some animals are just, they don't have the cognition, They don't feel things the same way do. They don't experience emotions the same way do. Especially undomesticated animals, because they have no frame of reference, they have no context, and also just their physiology itself is different.
But they do feel pain. So why would you want to do that for?
I mean, why not? I mean, I don't feel any
You just
blame.
said you don't agree with it.
No, this is like the most like exaggerated. Of course it happens.
We're going around in circles.
This is the most extreme version of what happens, is what he's trying to say. She knows what he's saying. She knows exactly what the fuck he's saying.
Yes. But it is the collection of the most violent, most like awful things that are happening.
This is standard. I don't understand how you can pull an animal out of the ocean and chop their head off and think it's different to what you're watching.
This is like whale slaughter. I mean, I don't agree with this. Of course.
But this is what you're paying for. This is what you're eating.
Not really.
Yes, 100% really. This is what you're paying for.
No, you are polarizing something that's like so in a spectrum. You're this stick. You're polarizing it. It's a bigger picture.
Well, the bigger picture is you're either contributing to this unnecessary violence and contributing to the destruction of the environment, or you're not. So you make the choice. It's either one or the other. You are supporting it when you eat it and pay for it.
I wish somebody would ask them about their fucking computers and their cell phones and their clothes.
Close this, like make a standard, like moderate closely, like
what?
Like take, like license them, like better.
This is legal standard. They're not doing anything wrong according to the law.
Oh come on, like.
Do you think that they would give themselves like a moral reprieve because they're using these products, these devices? They're using them to spread the good word of veganism. Do you think that absolves them of their guilt? Because they need it. It's obligate.
You think this is wrong?
I mean,
but this is legal. This is legal.
Go back to
no, leave it. This is legal.
Don't touch it.
There is nothing that you're watching that is illegal.
Don't touch my computer. Very expensive.
Yeah, but then the practices can change. It can be better.
What's the better way of slitting their throat and chopping their head off?
I mean, like, to make them feel less pain.
He's like gassing them. Gassing them would be better. Trami says, I also got this hang up with them trying to raise pain over basic physiological response into being spiritual. I can't quite put it into words. Yeah, well, because they anthropomorphize everything. So they look at every experience an animal has, even down to a fish, and suggest that it is the same thing as if you were fucking hooked, thrown on a slab, and had your head cut off. A human being. They associate those things. And that's really, I mean, that seems to be like their basic argument for how they interpret the way animals feel.
How do you make someone blow? So if we had a dog here, and we killed the dog really quickly and we chopped their head off in one blow, do you think that's okay for the victim?
Okay, that's not the argument.
Yes, that's exactly what the argument is.
We don't kill dog, for example.
Okay, so if we killed what animal? What animal do you want to talk about?
Chicken.
A chicken. If we took the chicken right here and I gave you the knife and said, really quickly chop their head off.
Yes.
Do you think that's okay for the chicken?
Yes.
From the victim's perspective.
Yeah, I don't want to take the moral blame because our ancestors have been killing like lesser animals.
Our ancestors have been
evolutional.
raping and murdering. Our ancestors have been doing a lot of things.
Yeah, but then we discarded that. Okay.
Hagbard says, I could send her over to talk to the animals until they eventually commit suicide. Ethical butchering, ethical factory farming. Just have her on the loudspeaker, have her, be on a giant Orwellian screen in front of all the chickens and the cows. Trauma says, like, pain isn't cumulative, it's individual. More individuals suffer doesn't automatically translate into suffering more. I agree.
We made like rape and murder a bad thing. We agreed upon it, okay? But it's your perspective that animal killing like in a humane way is bad. It's your perspective.
What is the humane way to kill someone who doesn't want to die?
I mean, if it's less painful.
Okay. So the way we judge if something is humane is if we're okay for it to be done to us. So if I took you right now and I chopped your head off really quickly, would you be okay with it? Okay, so therefore it's not humane. Thank you.
No,
therefore,
is that the way we describe humane? Or is that the way she describes humane?
It's not humane.
No,
okay.
The humane way is it's a big philosophical argument.
It's not a philosophical.
Like he just did a big humane thing. She was about to get hit by a bus, by a van, and he moved right out of the way. How humane? Hagbard says no. No, it's minimizing suffering.
Argument, it's very simple to the victim. If they don't want to be killed and we do that against their will, then that is not humane. No animal goes to their death, to their execution willingly. They fight and they scream and they in terror and horror and they try to get away from the situation.
It's the way of nature. That's how
Does this look like, hold on, we're talking about farms here. We are mass breeding animals by the billions. This is not nature.
I've never denied that this is good.
But
like
the chicken that you ate today came from this industry. So we're going around in circles. We're going around in circles. And you know what evolution is?
So the solution is to like make this like
what?
Like a better
Travis says, you tell that to the prison system, lady.
process.
A better process.
Yeah.
How do you make a better process of killing someone who doesn't want to die?
Okay, not like as brutal as this. Don't hang.
How do you not brutally kill someone? How do you not brutally slit a throat and chop their head off?
Okay. How about like I kill you right now and I like torture you for 40 days and kill you? Which one you prefer?
I prefer to live. I prefer that you didn't kill me.
Well, no, that wasn't what he asked. He asked, would you prefer if I slit your throat right now or if I slowly tortured you to death? That's what he asked you. What would you prefer? So she's trying to play this game of like, well, you know, what do the animals prefer? What would they like? He gave her a scenario, and she has rejected to answer it.
I prefer that you did something else with your life. And if I was an animal bred for food, I prefer that you would eat plants.
Okay, I understand your perspective. I totally understand you. But I don't want to take the moral blame for something our ancestors have been doing. Like
you're taking the moral blame for what you're choosing to do right now. Forget about what your ancestors did.
Yeah.
Forget that. Okay. Right now in 2019, if you willingly know, you've seen Dominion.
Trami says, I wonder if he might be Muslim, so she should have asked about halal. But she's too much of a coward, I imagine. Yeah, she's not going to, because she doesn't even care about that. She doesn't care about that. That doesn't even cross her mind.
You've watched, you have full education of what happens to animals. If you choose to continue to pay for this, to buy these products, to eat these products, then you do take the moral responsibility for their violence, for their brutal execution. You are responsible for that. And I know that's hard to hear. I know that's...
Not really, it's not hard to hear.
It's not hard to hear?
No.
I wonder how they feel about abortion. Prophet says he will tear her down in court, and she'll have to respect it because he has the resources, and this is the game.
Well, you're the one that's saying you don't want to feel guilty about it. So if there's nothing wrong with it, then why do you feel guilty?
I chop a chicken like this. I've done it.
Trami says he volunteers for moral tribute.
I don't feel anything bad.
That's because you're not the one having your head chopped off. You're the one with the knife and you're the oppressor.
Yes,
but if you were the chicken, it's not the way of nature. You don't need to. Evolution means that we evolve. We don't need to kill that chicken right now. You live in a city and it's 2019. You can go to the supermarket. You know what I have tonight for dinner? I have chicken made from plants. It's in my fridge. It tastes...
You can go to the supermarket. This is their answer to things. You can go to restaurants. You can go to the supermarket. It's not about like learning how to be self-sustaining or start your own farm or grow your own crops or breed your own animals for your own consumption. It's never about that. It's like, dude, you can go to the fucking supermarket, dude, and you can get yourself a fucking asparagus. So why wouldn't you?
It's very similar.
Yeah,
I have the choice to go to the supermarket and pick a plant food that tastes very similar to something that I used to eat without killing.
Think of all of the human suffering that goes on to produce these grocery products, to sell them to you, to package them, to put them wherever. That's not a concern. That's not a concern at all. We're not concerned about those kind of things. Prophet says, I wish a 5-foot-tall rooster would just appear out of nowhere and rape her into submission, as is his daily routine. It reminds me of, Family Guy? Family Guy when Peter fights the chicken on the train and all that good stuff.
Taste. Like, why don't you like eat? Why are you fixated on taste?
You're fixated on taste.
No, I'm not fixated on taste.
Okay, so why are you still eating animals?
I'm fixated
why are
on
you
meat.
eating animals?
No, because I don't want to give up.
Yeah, he's fixated on his health, protein, etc. You know, he's not okay with like, hey, just go to the fucking store, dude. Why can't you just go to the store, bro? Tarami says, this reminds me of a lady being asked by a newspaper here if she was worried about power blackouts, and she replies she lives downtown, so no. Yes, it's a very it's a very bougie, very metropolitan perspective to have, this lady.
Something like my ancestors have always practiced, and I don't feel there is a need for me to take the moral blame.
You take the moral blame for what you're eating right now, not for what your ancestors did, but for what you choose to do right now in 2019 when you know the truth. There's no need for you to continue eating animals.
Maybe in Helsinki there is no need for you.
Where do you live right now?
Yes, I live right now, but like I don't feel the need to change my lifestyle because
you want to continue supporting needless violence. So you don't want to evolve past what
you want to fucking kill these kids, don't you?
You do. We're going around in circles.
Okay, I don't support that, but I support like an honest.
You literally support this every single time you buy animal products. You do.
That's no.
That's what you're paying for. This is where that comes from. It's not a generalization. It's a fact. This is a fact. This is where these.
He has her dead to rights. It is a generalization to suggest this is the only way people consume meat. And then, you know, like I said, the whole like fucking going to grocery stores and restaurants. Oh, that's your way out of this, my dude. Hagbert says, have you stopped beating your wife? Prophet says, you know what gets people on your side? Scolding them. Yeah, telling them that they're evil moral agents.
This is where the products come from.
I mean, yes, some products, maybe
all of them. No, and even if they came from a beautiful farm somewhere, the fact is those animals still have their throats slit and have their heads chopped off. We're not talking about the treatment. We're not talking about where these animals come from. We're talking about the fact that they are needlessly, brutally murdered.
So she moved off of that. Now she's just like, well, you know, factory farming, that doesn't even matter. It's just any context in which this would happen. Well, that's a bad thing. That's just bad. It's immoral. It's evil. You're murdering people. You're murdering someone.
For no reason other than tradition, taste, convenience, the same excuses that everybody around the world has. Do you know what the majority of people around the world eat? A plant-based diet, rice, whole grains, potatoes, legumes, fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds.
I eat all of them.
That's right. So increase those plant foods and take animal products out.
So if you increase those plant foods, where do those things come from? How are they developed? What process occurs for those to be in your grocery store?
The diet, and there you have it.
The thing is, like, I'm not even like a whole lot of meat lover or something. It's like I don't like this because like I don't necessarily agree with it. Like this is like.
Pro says Haitians eat dirt cookies, lady. What's your point?
I mean, I know these things are happening, but this is like a clickbait. When you read the clickbait
this is the
news,
truth. If you think this is bad, if you think this is clickbait, well then this is the reality of what's going on.
Clickbaits are also truth, but they're elevated to such degree that they modify the truth or like they alter the truth.
So what is the altered truth? What is the truth that we're altering? What truth do you think?
I mean,
what? What?
I mean, okay, the truth is yes, in some parts of the world, like
every parts of the world where animals are eaten, they have their throats slit and their heads chopped off. You can't eat an animal if you don't slit their throat and chop their head off.
How do you know like every part of the world? Like,
well, tell me what part of the world you can eat an animal without chopping their head off. Do you eat the animal whole? Do you bite into a cow?
I told you I have no moral, like I don't feel like moral obligation to feel bad for like chopping a head of animal. I mean, I don't. Sorry, but I don't. I'm not.
You don't have to apologize to me. I'm not the victim. The animals are the victims. They're the ones that you should be apologizing to.
I don't feel the need
to fact that you've sat here for about 20 minutes arguing with me and trying to justify your choice to continue. You are. You're trying to justify your choice to continue eating animals means that you do feel bad about it, because if you didn't feel bad, you wouldn't stop by, you wouldn't have this conversation, you wouldn't have watched this footage.
I hated it because my friends, they forced me to watch in the last Hollywood.
And what did you say?
I hate this movie.
And what did you say? Why do you hate it? Why do you hate it? Because you said you don't like watching it. You don't like seeing it.
No, I saw it like.
Oh, so what you're saying is she won't even let him get his thoughts out without like reframing them before he even finishes his own sentences. Incredibly obnoxious. And she's doing it because it's a guy that obviously English is his second language. That's why she feels comfortable doing it. It's incredibly manipulative. Hagbert says he just watched to see some boob or some bob.
With my wide eyes for 2 hours. It's not
okay, and when you came here the first time and you saw this, you said that you didn't like it. You didn't like what you're seeing. You said that it's wrong.
I've never denied like this is.
So if you don't like it and you don't agree with it, then why are you saying that you don't have a moral obligation to stop paying for it and eating it?
Yeah, but it's I mean, Okay, look, it is showing truth in a different angle.
What's the truth in a different angle?
Maybe with a better music and like better visuals. Like
okay, so do you want us
it
to
may look better.
do you want us to turn off the music and you just want to watch the throat slitting without the music? Does that make a difference to you?
Maybe I can give a little bit of color correction and like better visuals, like better people.
Hagler says, nah, she's doing it because she's a cunt. The language is just an excuse. Smug. No, she's definitely smug and she's definitely condescending, but I think she's using this like language barrier as a way to try to get him to trip up constantly. Try to call him a hypocrite.
And I can make it look better. That's what these.
You think you can make murder look better?
Maybe I can.
That would make it feel.
Yeah,
different.
you could. You could edit those videos and you could change the music and you could selectively show things to make it not look that bad, because they do that. That's a thing that is done. So yes, you could. And she can't acknowledge that. She kind of briefly acknowledged it kind of in the beginning of the conversation. She's like, yeah, and we're trying to show the horrors. So we're trying to show you like a supercut, the most effective thing. We're trying to make this an effective piece for you to ponder your life choices, the way you live your life and your diet. Prophet says this dude comes from a country where villages sentence women to rape for being adulterous, and she's trying to get him to feel bad for a cow. Travis says, you're absolutely right, Mr. Host. I was just memeing. God damn it. I should have been smarter. I should have been quicker. Sometimes you guys are a little quicker than I am. Hagler says, now I love this guy. He's mocking their production value.
To you that would help you justify the murder?
Maybe I can, I don't feel like need to be like swayed by like, I mean, almost a propaganda. It's almost a propaganda for me.
It is propaganda. Even if you were to agree with it, like, it's propaganda. It's 100%.
I think you're very close to actually going vegan because your defense is so strong that most people are very defensive before they make the final connection. Okay?
Come on, like, okay, look, don't go to my site, okay? We're arguing.
I'm going to leave you with a card with some more information because I think you're actually further along than you think you are. You sat through 2 hours of Dominion, and that's more than what most people will do.
Yes, yeah,
okay?
I know it was many people left, but I sat there to prove a point, like, hey, it's my mind that's been making decisions and not my heart. Like
so maybe it's time to use your heart a little bit more. Feel a little bit of compassion. Okay, you don't want to be a loving, compassionate person. You want to be a cruel person that causes needless murder.
But compassion is not like okay. I mean, it's not like something that I mean. It requires a thought process. Like for me, compassion is also a thought process. That's why I delay my decisions.
So how about you think?
Yeah, what is compassion, and how do you quantify it, lady? Trauma says, and yes, the fact that she won't admit that maybe the clips are manipulative is, yeah. Yeah, you could just own it. You could just say that. You could say, yeah, they're manipulative. We're showing you the worst things possible for effect. You could just say that, squash that part of the argument, move on.
A little bit more about the victims that you're killing needlessly. Open your heart to them and maybe consider living more peacefully on this planet. Surely that's a good thing.
I gotta get home. I got like 6 chickens ready to be beheaded and plucked and thrown into a stew pot.
But peacefully is also like that's also like another word, right?
Well, I tell you what, we're one step closer to a more peaceful planet when we stop needlessly slaughtering billions of animals for nothing more than taste. So I'll leave a card with you, more information that you can watch up on. I think this is really important. This one here, Cowspiracy.
Cowspiracy, yeah, I've seen the trailer.
You've seen Cowspiracy too?
I've seen the trailer. I mean, I was given almost the same card. Like,
all right,
not as extensive,
well, you need to look at this a little bit more than just the trailer. You need to learn about what we're doing to the planet because of animal agriculture, because this affects more than just you and your decision of what you're putting in your mouth 3 times a day.
Auto rocks. Hard memeing the memes, the gifs. We got Pepe laughing, Pepe vomiting. Travis says, but they wouldn't be living on this planet. They just not exist if they weren't useful to us. Exactly. Well, that's kind of what they advocate for. You know, it's kind of crazy. You know, we back when we were watching like the Nico videos a few nights ago, so many of their things they say are very close to like anti-natalist views, anti-natalist perspective. What's up, Auto Rocks? What's going on, man? Welcome. We're just watching some give me more beef and chicken, he says. Trimy says cows would probably go extinct. It's definitely a possibility, right? Because they're really only bred for our consumption. So if we were to stop consuming them and they lived in a natural landscape, natural predators would get them. They'd be done for.
okay? It affects all of us on
We
this
are
planet.
watching video
To help you
aids,
transition, you can go here to vegan22.com. It's a free vegan challenge for 22 days.
Okay.
You sign up, it costs you nothing. You'll get a mentor, and they will help guide you through to eating a plant-based diet. So you can take all those very cruel animal
even
products
without
out
this,
of your
I'd
diet.
go because like I was thinking of going myself just to like find out. I mean, it's like just to test it myself. Like.
Okay, there you go. Well, this is, if you need any help, it's a fully supported program. This website here, happycow.net,
Yeah.
you can also download the app on your phone. It's a restaurant directory. So anywhere you are around the world, you can type in where you are and they will find vegan or vegan-friendly
Yeah, I'm sure that app works really well. Travis says it's aiding me greatly.
restaurants for you. I've been vegan for 8 years around the world, including in India. Okay.
Hot Rock says soy has estrogen in it, a globalist way of further emasculating men. Freeze globalist.
And that has helped me eat vegan everywhere. All right. Thank you very much.
He's like, he's so happy to get the fuck out of there. He's like, yeah. Thanks for the card. Thanks for the card. Going vegan is not the most we can do. It's the least we can do. It's a quote from that vegan couple who produced this video. Oh my goodness. Ooh, I'm tempted to keep going down the vegan couple road. I don't know. Can we find one more short video of theirs? This lady is very entertaining, if anything else. The most shocking thing I think we see with a lot of these things, same thing with anti-natalists, it's like just the same two arguments over and over and over again. Otto says, use the card for kindling. Best use for it by far. Got to keep warm. Self-care for vegans and activists. Let's do that. What is self-care for vegans and activists? I assume vegan activists mostly. All right, let's check it out.
Now, burnout is definitely real. As you said, we've seen a lot of people on social media that have a platform talk about this. But I think it's for not just the people that kind of do activism on a more full-time level, but everyday people.
So this is before they obviously got video in their podcast, their exclusive podcast to their Patreon. Yeah, this guy looks healthy. Look at the gums. Look at the chompers on this dude.
Day activists that all
If anybody was made to eat plants, it's this man.
also have other regular jobs also do find that they can feel overwhelmed and burn out at times and take a little break, or so it's not just those that have a profile is what I'm saying.
No, exactly. And it can be just as challenging for someone who has a regular day job and is doing activism outside of those day job hours, because there are so many activist events to get involved in that it can take up all of one's free time and then some.
Otto Rock says, looks like a woman, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the person is burning the candle at both ends and is burned out within weeks or months or years.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I think I see it as we have two different groups of people that kind of start to form, and they're kind of extreme opposite end of the spectrum, if you like. So on one hand, you have people that we've encountered who feel guilty if they're not constantly doing something for animals.
Yeah.
If they're not constantly at an action or advocating in some way, or it's like 24/7, any free time they've got, they have to be doing something about veganism.
And that would be okay if we were robots.
Yeah, exactly.
So if we were like Energizer bunnies and we just, but we're not.
No.
We're human beings, and we are going through the human experience, and what does Claire say? She says, vegans are just all regular people. We all have the highs, the lows, the woes, the financial stress, the relationship pressures and dramas and family, this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Exactly.
But we also have the cause. We also have our work.
That's life.
Yeah, we all still live life.
So we're not robots. So
No.
life is always going to be happening, irrespective.
Yes. Now, at the other end of that spectrum are people who they're vegan, which is great, of course, but they're not active in any way. And so...
And she's like, God damn it, that's just not enough. It's not enough just to be vegan. You must proselytize. Otto Rock says, Jesus, these idiots probably have an IQ of a pet rock. Oh, I don't know. That's might be a little far, Otto. Hagbard says, so what do they do when they're not veganing? I don't know. Especially these people. I feel like this is what they do for a living.
What happens is, I guess, that the load is not shared.
Yeah, so
this is the problem, that there is a group of people that feel they have to burden everything, and they feel guilty taking any time out for themselves. Like, I should go to the movies, for example. Oh, no, well, that's a couple of hours that I could spend doing something for animals. Go and, I don't know, have a bath. Do people still have baths? I don't know. It sounds like a relaxing thing to do.
Yeah. I'm sure people...
Do people still have baths? Jesus. Otterock says basket weaving underwater BS.
People can appreciate the relaxing nature of it, whether or not they've had one or not.
Yes, there you go. So I can't have a bath because I should be doing something for animals. So people that just can't seem to relax and do something aside from vegan.
They're at the most risk of burnout, aren't they?
Well, they always burn out. I mean, it's impossible to sustain that long term.
That's right. I mean, we've observed people online with platforms in the process of burning out, and we've observed the rate at which they've been going, and we've said, it's inevitable because they're not robots. Ultimately, the human body and psyche and what have you is vulnerable and susceptible.
It catches
up,
Yeah. So I think sharing the load is really important.
You gotta share the load, guys. You gotta share the loads. Otterock says vegans don't bathe.
That's the solution.
And this is part of what we're doing. We want to normalize vegan activism so much so that it becomes synonymous with going vegan. You go vegan, you get...
Yeah, so you're going to become vegan and then you're going to go proselytize. It's not enough to just accept their lifestyle, accept the things that they want you to do. No. You need to take to the streets in a Guy Fawkes mask and maybe hold a laptop up that was made with slave labor. Tarami says you shouldn't bathe. That's incredibly wasteful with water. Otto says they're burning out because they aren't getting vitamins and minerals. Supplements can only do so much.
Active, same thing.
Yeah.
So that the more vegans we have active, the more the load is shared, the less pressure there is on a small group of individuals.
And the less likely there are people to burn out.
Exactly. The less guilty they feel taking any time off, because you know what? It's all right. I can take today off. Someone else is doing it.
Yeah.
And the next week when they need a day off, I can step back into the ring.
Yeah, like tag team.
Tag team. There you go. We should be
Vegan
tag team. Give me a high five.
Vegan activist
there
tag
you
team.
go.
So when we think about self-care, it reminds me very much of when you go onto the aeroplane and they're going through the safety drill and they say, in the event of a drop in cabin pressure, oxygen masks will fall from the ceiling. Place your mask on first before assisting others. So this is...
We got a Fight Club fans. Prof says, you ever see The Dark Knight Rises? In the sewer when he beats the shit out of Batman for 10 minutes and everybody just watches in silence? That's what I want to do to these people. Otto says loads and tag team, this is getting a lot of euphemisms. Oh, for sure.
So true. If we don't take care of ourselves as vegans and as activists, we are not going to be any good to the victims, the animals whom we're trying to liberate and defend the lives of.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we have to put ourselves first.
Yeah.
And then that's going to help us reach out to other people and influence them in a positive way and create more change.
That's right. I mean, it's different. Like if you could, let's take that on-board analogy. If there was a sudden drop in cabin pressure and it was only going to last for 5 seconds, sure, you could hold your breath and put the mask on the person beside you or the miner or whoever. Having said that, animal liberation is going to take more than 5 seconds, so we can't hold our breath for that whole time.
That's a great analogy, absolutely. The other thing to remember is, as we often say, this is a marathon, not a sprint.
That's what I was getting at, isn't it?
Yeah. So we have to pace ourselves. If you go at sprint...
Well, yeah, because you're so weak. If you were just to go full bore, I don't produce as much material as I do on a vegan diet, let me tell you. Travis's great analogy.
To pace for a marathon, you're not going to get very far.
No, I mean, we wish it was only a sprint. Of course, don't get us wrong. Geez, but we're realistic at the same time.
Yeah.
All social justice movements have always taken quite some time.
Ah, yes, there it is. Social justice movements. They couch themselves into social justice. This becomes part of that fabric. Next thing you know, they're going to be talking about equity in the movement, like our good friend Nico, who we're going to be debating. Otto, Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on our YouTube page. Link in the about. We have a debate between a vegan activist and a real butcher. should check it out. Hagbert says, this guy looks like Michael McDonald from Mad TV if he were transitioning. Travis says, Otto rocks, please cool it with the emotes. Otto says, dude, there's only 5 people in here. And I'm not taking away from anyone. I'll listen to mods. Well, I'm a mod. Just chill for a little bit. Trami's a good dude. And if he says so, I trust his judgment.
Time. We're talking years, we're talking decades.
Yeah.
So, we want to move this thing along as fast as we possibly can, but it has to be at a sustainable pace as well.
That's right.
For each of the participants.
All right. So one of the things we did in preparing for this episode was I mentioned it on Instagram and asked people just to send us, what they're struggling with or their thoughts or their comments, anything. And I thought we could just respond to them.
Absolutely. So the first comment was, I struggle with being happy on a daily basis. I can't get the horrors of the animals out of my head.
You can so relate to this. I think especially as new vegans, when you're exposed to it.
It sounds like it might be a newer vegan, and not necessarily. Some people struggle with this for years.
Otto says, police my language. Yay, more pseudo-free speech. Well, that's how it goes, my friend. It's not really... I don't know if Pepe memes over and over are indicative of your free speech, but sure. You're more than welcome to chat. Say whatever you got to say. I'll read it out. Prophet says, cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks.
But
those images can be imprinted in your mind. Yeah. It's very important to try and live a normal life as much as possible. It really, really is. We still live on planet Earth. We are still humans. As you said at the beginning of this episode, we still have to maintain some sort of normality. And this reminds me of something that we experienced. We
experienced when we were on vacation in Portugal. Mukbang taste test. Okay, I don't want to watch this whole thing, but I want to see them mukbang a little bit. I want to see their mukbangs just a bit, just a tad.
Excuse me, could you please reach that for me at the top? I'm like, oh my god, it's actually
row within like.
Oh my god, she's like got that psycho laugh. The prophet says, "Oh, I was talking to myself." D Live Monday nights. They're for the boys. You can do whatever you want, pretty much. Oh, Tarami, we're not watching this whole thing. Don't worry. 45 minutes, that's too much. That it would be too... I could not handle that shit. I could not handle this for that amount of time. I can't handle much more of this before we move on. I'm just curious, like, what would their mukbangs look like? We'll skip around.
All over the globe.
Welcome back to another mukbang. It's been a little while.
It's been a while.
I think the neighbours are very happy for the silence.
Probably.
Bad luck, people. We have such an incredible mukbang today, so they're going to hear about it. I want the whole world to hear about it.
Yeah.
We have... Get the pack. Beyond Meat.
Beyond Meat. They've landed in Australia. Yes. They've been here for a couple of weeks.
Okay, I did look up Beyond Meat in America. This is for the United States. Beyond Meat Q3 sales fall short as U.S. demand drops. That's from November of this past year. Beyond Meat just got crushed despite 13% revenue growth, also from November of this past year. So they're not doing great in the United States, but Tarami said they were doing good where he's at. So, yeah. Rado says, still put it on high speed and see how it goes. Oh, we'll just kind of skip around. We know what they're going to say. Like, they're not going to say anything interesting. Tarami says, buy our shirts made with child labor in Pakistan. Otterock says, kill me instantly if I ever live next door to a vegan.
Weeks now, we've been trying to get our hands on these babies since Beyond Meat announced on their Instagram back in early November that they'd landed in Australia.
We're like, where are they?
They haven't until a couple of weeks back. So
we've got
they're here.
And it went from what is it?
Feast to famine?
Feast to famine.
No, famine to feast.
We went from 0 to 3 packs in the freezer. Anyway, before we get talking, I'm hungry, so let's assemble the burgers.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
What are you guys eating? Let us know.
Let us know in the comments below. Look at these patties, eh?
Yeah, look how delicious those look. They look like fucking pink hockey pucks. They look like pink hockey pucks.
Hey.
Smell good. This is an eating show. Of course, if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the idea of a mukbang, mukbang is Korean, we believe, for eating show. No, we don't
Korean, we believe? Look it up. Look it up, bigot.
Pronounce it right, but hey, we like to eat, we like to film. It's all good,
baby. We like to talk. We like to get food all over our mouths.
No, you do.
And it's going to be worse today because I'll be sporting the beard.
I put myself right in the middle here.
So
there you go.
Right in the middle. Look, I'm with them. Now we're together. We're together. We're having this experience together. We're eating a meal with one another. Otto says, I'm eating a whole ham with kebabs. Jeez, that's impressive. You're going to get the meat sweats.
There you go.
It's going to be like a magnet for crumbs.
Yes,
I can just
crumb
feel
magnet.
it. Oh, gosh. What are you guys eating? Pause the video, go and grab yourself a vegan meal. As always, let us know what you're eating
And
in
then
the
come
comments.
back and eat with us.
Absolutely. Okay, the assembly. Bread roll. Hold on, why have you got 2 plates? What's that for?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
That one can go.
See you later, Otto. He says, got a chest tourney. I've met my quota for cringe. Well, have a good night, my friend. Prophet says, Australians were renowned in World War I for laughing madly and talking shit while charging into machine gun fire. Now look at them. See ya, Otto. One more emote for the road. Go for it, my friend. Go for it. Load us up. Load us up. Clown World. You're right. You're not wrong.
Guess what? Less pushing.
Excellent.
Cool. Okay.
We got all the fixings.
We do.
So we got, obviously the patties. We got some onion. What do we got? We got some greens.
We got
beetroot.
some beetroot. Now, if you're an Aussie, aka Australian, just in case anyone doesn't know what that is.
Everyone knows who an Aussie is.
I think so. You have to have beetroot in your burgers.
Yeah,
That's a
very
must.
Australian. Tomato, cucumber. We've got some oven baked chips.
A beetroot with a burger. Would a beetroot, with a beetroot? That sounds interesting. I might actually try that next time I have a burger. I'm not opposed to that at all. That sounds like it could introduce an interesting, earthy flavor and texture to it. Hagrid says, but she's Bosnian.
And tomato sauce.
And a bit of mustard.
Done.
That's it. And that's not the end of it. We do have dessert coming up. So this is a little bit of a taste.
Imagine all the death and destruction that had to happen for them to have their buns, to have their tomato sauce, to have their mustard, to have their lettuce. Trima says, Macedonian, you insensitive buffoon. That's right, she's Macedonian. That tall drink of water, that beefy boy, he was the Bosnian.
This video actually, but we're kind of lying because we have had Beyond Meat
We have
burgers
had
before.
these. We had them last year in the US, didn't
Yes. Can we start?
we? Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
We were so excited, mate. We got to the US, we said, where are your Beyond Burgers? So we went down to the old Burger King. Had a grand old time. Prophet says, is VB vegan? Or as it's pronounced down under, they bay. I don't know. It can't be. It can't be.
There you go. Thick patty. Isn't
It is a thick patty.
Oh, it's
Oh my, yeah, it looks hard as a rock, dude. There was no give to that thing. Hold on. When she was lifting that sucker up.
because we have had Beyond Meat
We have
burgers
had
before.
these. We had them last year in the US, didn't
Yes.
Liars.
Can we start?
we? Yeah, let's do it.
Liars.
Okay.
There you go. Thick patty.
Yeah, look at that thing. It's just, that's like buying a frozen hamburger. Like a frozen hamburger. Like if you were to grab it and try to go like this, it just kind of stays. It's like a hockey puck. Now, my gross poor person tastes, that sounds delicious, but it is what it is. Hagbert says Victoria Bitters, beer. And then Trami says thank you.
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is a thick patty.
Oh, it's smaller than the roll. Don't you hate that?
Let us know if anyone presses down
Yeah, try to squish it. See what happens, please.
on them as they're grilling them to sort of flatten them out a little bit.
I
We were a
kind
bit
of did a
hesitant.
bit,
You
but
did
not
a little bit.
I
We
really
were kind
want
of
to squash
hesitant
it.
too, just in case it sort of stuck to
Yeah.
the base.
So like I like it Five Guys style. Don't you, mate?
Yeah.
Fry
Now,
pan?
actually, you know what? I've changed my mind. I'm going to put salad lettuce on the base.
Yeah, it needs something on the base. Do you think it also needs a condiment on the base? Or just on the,
On the
base
top.
of the lid?
Condiments only go on the
Okay.
top.
All right.
I think that's my rules.
Get the lettuce down there.
We have some
Bed of
stories.
lettuce. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yes,
I'll-
we have
I'll
some
give you all
stories
those.
to tell you today. Once we
Oh, she's excited. It's story time. All right. I want to see the first bite.
Coverage here. So the coverage.
Jesus Christ. They take a lot of time here. I guess they're like, well, this is a mukbang. This is the way. Who are we to break with tradition? Trami says, I don't get this. I can make a super tasty burger that has no meat. I don't need to pretend it's fucking meat. Yeah, that's another thing. Like the entire like you could make an argument to them like, well, you just want things that taste like meat. Aren't you also evil? Why do you even want to simulate? Why do you even want to simulate the taste of a burger? What are you, a fucking monster? Trami also says whether that is in fact a burger is up for debate, I guess. It's not. It's not. You know, I'm not even opposed to these things like being available around the market or anything like that, you know? I don't know. I've had a Beyond Burger. I think I had one like when Burger King was doing it. I think Curiosity called. I think I got a Beyond Meat burger from Burger King. And it's not the same. It also wasn't awful either. I will say that. It was not the worst thing I've ever had. Yeah, because it was like I very rarely eat like fast food in terms of like going to McDonald's or Burger King anymore. We were there. My wife wanted to go there, so we just ended up going there, and I ended up trying it. But it wasn't awful, but it also is not the same.
Flavor per bite is going to be high.
There's a science to it. There is a science to it. I miss doing mukbangs. I know we've had a bit of a break because we've been extremely busy. But it's good to be back.
It is good to be back, yes. And
good to be back in front of my camera talking to my friends. All right, come on. I want to see this. He's going with the chips first?
That's true.
All right. Okay, so that's amazing. Oh my gosh. But before we have a bite, we have to take some thumbnails. So we're going to pause the video.
And we're going to be back shortly.
Okay, we're back.
We're back.
Wait, what did they say? They have to take what? They have to take a shit?
But before we have a bite, we have to take some thumbnails. So we're going to pause the video.
And
We have to take some thumbnails. My apologies.
We'll be back shortly.
Okay, we're back.
We're back.
Wait, what's this? Jazz hand show.
I don't know.
We're back.
It's a way of reaching out. I'm trying to engage.
They could have just cut that out. They didn't have to acknowledge it. They could just go about their day. It's fine.
I am so excited to take a bite. It's gone stone cold, but doesn't matter.
That's all right.
Okay. Oh, it's going to be so messy. Why? It's really awkward to eat these kind of things on camera. Big bite.
Press down.
And you're not going to get to the burger for quite a while because it's.
And remember, you can't ask what it tastes like until you've finished.
Trami says that girl who was eating spicy drumsticks would have been through 4 buckets at this point in the video. She's a pro, though. She's a pro. She's a real mukbanger. Hagbert said, God, that noise.
Swallowed. Okay. Here we go.
Come on.
What does it taste like?
I made a joke.
Oh. Mmm.
What do you think, guys? Do you think they're going to like the burger? Do you think if they're going to like the Beyond Burger? Do you think if they didn't like it, they would say so?
So far, I've just got bread and tomato.
I've got some.
He's like, no, trust me. Keep eating. It's good. It's good. Slurp. Smack. Oh, my God. The spicy noodle ASMR lady. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's what I remember it tasting like.
Oh, yeah, I got some too. Yep. Yep. So we had these a couple of times in the US.
First time was at Rowdy Girl Sanctuary.
Yes, that's right.
Renee and Tommy, former cattle ranchers, turned it into a sanctuary for their cattle. Oh,
We did a podcast interview with them.
Yeah, they're basically like saints in the vegan community. They're people that turned and they're like, no, we're going to stop our ways. We also saw a cowspiracy. We were very disturbed. Trami says this is where she looks over the dude and gives him the death stare as she senses he's going to say something negative about the texture.
We'll link that.
below, yeah. And that was the first time Renee cooked some up in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And we shared a patty, didn't we?
We did, because we bought our rice and beans and broccoli at lunch in our travel containers. We didn't know they were going to give us lunch and burgers.
And that first bite that we each took transported us back 10 years to the last time that we ate meat. It was that similar. And again, I got to say...
How would you know? After 10 years, you just wanted it to taste like a burger. You just wanted it to be a burger.
I mean, the taste and
you sick fucks.
Texture and the flavour is so reminiscent. It's incredible. This is why this product is the game changer, we believe.
Absolutely.
You know, because when you've had as many outreach conversations as we have with the general public, like we do at Anonymous for the Voices Cubes of Truth, yes, there are about 100
Anonymous Cubes for Truth. Anonymous Cubes for Truth.
excuses for people not to go vegan. There are 10 main ones, and of the 10 main ones, the number one that more people say than any other is taste. So if we can have a product that tastes, that replicates the taste of meat as closely as possible, it really is going to be a game changer. Because so many people are faced with the...
I don't think you're true believers if you need it to taste like a burger. You should be happy that it doesn't taste like a burger. You should embrace it, because why would you ever want to taste even a hint of suffering, of pain, of destruction, of death, of a slit throat? Maybe they should watch those videos again. All right, let's skip ahead. Oh, they've mounted down. Hungry hippos.
So good. Like, really...
I'm glad we got 3 packs. Try and say it.
You said you're glad we got 3 packs.
This last chip was super crunchy. Crunch. Oh my god, that was so good.
Very good, huh?
But
It's
not over, baby. It is not over.
They're like, we're going to eat 6 more. This is a mukbang 10,000 calorie challenge.
Another product has just landed here in Australia.
Yes. It's dessert time. No, I feel like I took a dab.
Trami says, yeah, it's a weird argument. Like, I don't think that many are that addicted to the taste of meat as they suggest. Well, I'm sure people would miss it, right? I'm just talking about, like, they're like, if they are true believers. If they are true believers. Like, this goes down to their fiber, their being. Why would you even want something that gives you the sense memory? The sense memory of something that killed something, that murdered something. Trump says, it's that brutal hassle to switch primarily, and beyond or whatever doesn't help there. Yeah.
Very good.
I'm still crummy.
She's crummy.
Ice
She's
cream
crummy,
time.
mate.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah, ice
Magnum
creams.
have just launched. It wasn't like 100% like the smell of cooking meat.
No,
Like, it wasn't 100% at all.
No.
In fact, then we started cooking the onions in the juices that were left over, and that smelled beautiful. Like, it was a nice smell. So just try it. Try it.
So okay, this is them doing a little damage control, being like, well, it doesn't smell like meat. It doesn't smell like fucking meat, so I think you're okay. It doesn't smell like meat. You're gonna be fine. Don't worry about it.
Let us know if you haven't tried them, you're going to try it after seeing us eat them. Let us know your thoughts on them. All right, let's
Ready?
do this here.
Oh, that was dangerous. Look how little, it's handy, isn't it? It used to be huge. That's like a mini. Did we buy minis?
They're not
She's like, that's like Tyrone. That's like his blicky.
minis. Maybe they have shrunk them, or maybe because they appeared bigger back then.
Because we were young.
We were younger.
And
I don't
smaller.
know. I don't know.
Cheers, biggies.
Cheers. All right.
Prefaces, imagine not embracing death as a part of life and living in a constant state of denial and anemia. Well, if you got a Patreon, I guess. I don't actually. We'll check in on their Patreon right after we finish watching this. Let's check their Patreon. Let's see what their numbers are like.
I smell mine first. Yeah, chocolate. Reminds me of Easter eggs.
Prophet says, not the first Magnum bar. This dude has wrapped his lips around.
There's no way you'd be able to tell.
Couldn't tell.
There's no way.
You can't tell this is not the bull. You can't tell this isn't a bull. Let me tell you what. It's just as flavorful, just as chocolatey, just as creamy. Prophet says you should be playing the music from Cuck Simulator under this.
And again,
Yum.
if you can't tell, then why does the dairy industry still exist? It's a crime. It's 20
You can't tell because you haven't had anything like this in fucking 10 years.
19.
It's going
We're
down.
still drinking, stealing baby cow's milk as adult humans. It's crazy when you can have the same
This
thing.
is delicious. This is absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm glad we got the almond one. Oh.
That's a travesty that the
yum.
dairy industry still exists. Don't support it. Buy the vegan alternatives instead.
Oh, sorry, but this is really,
It's really good.
really good.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Oh my god, this is like the best day ever.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Hagbert says, cope harder. Trami says, rice ice cream is not remotely similar. It's not even better than cheapo skim milk ice cream you get. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. So, like, but to them, in their state, in their anemic, vegan state, not having tasted these things in years, oh, they're loving it. They're creaming.
Wow, thank you, Magnum.
Both of these products,
That's taking me back. Wow.
really, 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 really good.
Yum.
Now, some people I just wanted to address. Magnum is owned by Unilever. I believe Unilever still tests some of their products on animals, not Magnum's, obviously. But some people have...
Well, that's the problem, guys. What are you doing? You're stuffing your face with fucking suffering. You're stuffing your face with human suffering. This company indulges in human suffering. You're stuffing your face with it. You pieces of shit.
hesitations and reservations about giving their money to a
corporation.
I just combined company and corporation into a company.
That's cool. Company.
Travis says, are Magnum now forgiven for their other line of ice cream? Yeah, to them, because it tastes good, right? It tastes good. Isn't that what she was saying to that guy from Nepal? Isn't that what she was saying? She was just like, you want to create all this suffering just for sensory experience, just for the taste of it. They don't actually give a shit. They don't give a shit. They're not hardcore enough for me. They're not hardcore enough for me. They're tourists. They're tourists.
What we want to say is these corporations, they account for the whereabouts, the origins, I should say, of every single dollar. So it doesn't just go into one big pool where they don't know where that dollar came from versus that dollar. No. It is supply and demand for at the individual product level. So
they know if
purchases of these, demand for Magnums is going to create the supply of more vegan Magnums, not more products that they might have that are tested on animals. No, it doesn't work that way.
The reality is, companies like Unilever, etc., who are just massive, they're never going away. As much as we wish they would, they're never ever going to go away because they are worth so many billions of dollars. Now, we can either have...
But what you can do is just buy these ice creams in the thousands, the hundreds, the thousands, the tens of thousands, and they'll change their ways. They'll change their ways.
Have them exist forever as they will and create non-vegan products, or we can support their vegan products and have them create more of those. The more vegan products they make, the less they're going to make of the other one. It's simply demand and supply. So don't think, oh, I can't have this because I don't want to support Unilever. Have this because you're saying, change your perspective. I'm going to have this product because I want Unilever to make more vegan products. It's as simple as that.
You vote with your dollar.
Exactly.
If you want more vegan products, buy more vegan products. And they'll supply more vegan products. They don't care what they're selling us. They just want to sell us something and they want to make money. Now, if you're anti-capitalist and anti-large corporation, what have you, totally understand. And that's
totally understand. And we totally support you and we agree with you. We don't do that. Just like that guy from Nepal doesn't exactly believe in our feelings about factory farming. We don't believe that. We don't believe in that paradigm. We think what we're doing is actually the ethical way of consuming corporately derived products. Like, why aren't these people going to the farmsteads? Like, their whole thing, these bougie assholes, these bourgeois pricks, they're like, we go to grocery stores. We source everything locally from our local grocery store, from our Wolfords.
That's your prerogative and totally your decision, but perhaps,
yeah.
So they have an understanding here. They understand the difference. They understand about people's choices and what motivates those choices and why people are more hardcore, why people are less than where they are at. They understand it perfectly. They just don't have tolerance if it's on the other side of the equation.
That if you buy these, you're not supporting Unilever's products tested on animals. You're supporting the
The
supply
product that
of
you
more
actually
vegan.
buy.
Yeah,
What the fuck are you talking about? You say, well, it doesn't all go into a pool. It goes into their corporate profits. What are you talking about? You don't have to eat this. There's nothing that suggests in life that you need to have a fucking chocolate bar. Not hardcore enough. Not hardcore enough at all.
exactly.
Cowards.
More vegan meat.
Cowards. I'm going to clip this for you guys. I'm going to clip this for the vegan couple. Cowards. Liars. Corporatists. Murderers.
Really good. So what else are we going to talk about? I want to talk about we're going
really
to.
good.
I know it's really. I don't want it to end. I'm so, make it
I don't want
last.
this delicious corporate product to end. I don't want it ever to end.
Dripping down my hand.
Wow.
We're going to Israel soon. When is it? Like 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Ancient
Oh my
lamentation.
We're attending the Total Liberation Conference where we've been invited to speak. We are so excited. What an honour. It's just, we can't.
Hagbert says Unilever hired security to attack striking workers at their Durban facility. Oh, yeah. Yeah, these people are totally pieces of shit. And they don't look into anything, and they don't know about anything outside of documentaries that activated them. They saw those documentaries. They see this footage on Facebook. They're like, we got to do something. We got to change the world. We got to go be activists. And no matter what they're given, no matter what little crumbs they're given, like this ice cream, these Beyond Burgers, they're like, we're all in. Trami says to Hagbard, well, that's it. I'm done with Unilevel. I will only buy Nestle from now on.
Can't wait.
We can't wait.
Sorry, Nestle. I've had a couple drinks.
Now, I know a lot of our followers in Israel have been messaging us about this. So,
Decadent.
I know, so good. We are going to have a meetup. We're going to have lots of actions there. They haven't been organised yet, but they're in.
Oh, I can't wait to see all 30 people that show up to that. All right, let's see what else they got. Let's see how they close out the video. Still chomping down on that ice cream.
Every single person that took part. We've taken
Hungry
part in two
boy.
here in Australia. And the most recent one that we went to, we actually did go inside very quickly to get some footage.
And we've got a video actually on the channel which
Yes.
we'll link below. Please check that out if you haven't watched it already to see what it's like inside a pig farm. Now this
God damn it, now we're going to have to fucking watch that. God fucking damn it. You guys had to say that shit. All right, one more video from the vegan couple. Where is it linked below? They have 1,000 fucking links. They have 1,000 goddamn links. Hagbard says Nestle is run by an anthropomorphic rabbit who's obsessed with chocolate milk. He steals their milk. He steals their milk. What
It's
the
at these times when you're-
fuck? What the hell? See, pig farm. All right, well, that didn't help. Where is it? Where is it? I'm looking for the video that they put there. I can't believe I got in there. Where is it? It's an old, it must be a very old video. Must be a very old video. I can't believe. Okay, guys. I can't believe. All right, well, I can't find the video. Thank fucking God. Thank God. We'll look at their Patreon, though. Can't believe I went inside. Is that the cuck video? Travis says you were going to look at their Patreon too, just reminding you. I appreciate the reminder. Are they going to show the shit pond? I don't know. Do they have it like at the end of the video maybe? Is it like a linked video or something? No, they didn't. They didn't link it. Going vegan, our tips, dairy industry, dairy is scary, Total Liberation Conference of Israel. Oh, here it is. I got it. See inside a pig farm. Oh, this video, they privated this video. That video, we can't actually watch it. Dodged the bullet. Kind of dodged the bullet. Let's check out their Patreon before we move on. The vegan couple. Oh, shit. I'm over here loud and proud. The vegan couple. They do not disclose. They have 304 patrons. They have levels ranging from $1, $5 to $10. Oh, they have more levels too. See all 6 levels. $20, $50, $100. But they're not disclosing their monetary business. Unlock 127 posts. They haven't done anything since July 29th, 2021. That's the last video that they put up. Dear patrons, we hope this message finds you well. We have some news to share with you after more than 4 years and 130 episodes. Life changing. I can't see it unless I join, and I sure as fuck ain't doing that. So, they may have retired. What a tragedy. What a tragedy. We're all robbed. We're all robbed of this experience. Okay, so we eat meat now, Hagbard says. Yeah, that's their big announcements. We got these the Unilever products, and we were just like, you gotta give us that taste. Give us that taste once again. So we're gonna watch this other one, vegan activists disrupting a children's event. This is for the vegan booty. The vegan booty. So we got flat ass girls that are vegans walking around. Oh shit, what's this? Trami coming up with the stuff, secretly producing behind the scenes. That vegan couple. Let's look at the numbers. That vegan couple. 304 patrons, down 10.1%. They haven't done much because they haven't done anything in a while. May, October. How much is that vegan couple earning? The vegan couple is earning $243 and $3,000 per month on Patreon. Well, that's very vague. How many patrons do they have? 304. They're probably doing okay. I mean, they're making a few $1,000 at the very least. They're at least making $3,000 a month off of not producing any content right now. So there's that. Fuck these people. Look at Durian Rider. You know what? Look at the 1 year graphs. 1 year. Well, that's growth. 1 year. There was a time where they went down here. Okay, never mind. I'm looking backwards. Yeah, they went down. I assume they went down because they stopped creating content. It's got to be. I mean, they stopped making videos, which is good. At least people have enough self-respect to be like, well, they're not making any videos. The Durian Rider, the raping vegan. We can do that. We'll look it up. We'll look them up. At this rate, I don't know if we're going to get to the Dominion documentary. But I think we kind of get already what that is. Andrew Tate's speech on women. This is from a day ago. We could watch his latest content. Well, let's look up 30 bananas a day. He's got all sorts of videos, dude. What I eat in a day, 100% day 4. 30 bananas a day. Diet is on Dr. Show. What are ripe bananas so good for? Why are they so good for weight loss? I don't even know where to start. Trauma says, I find it a tragedy that people are this sloppy with their Patreon memberships. It infuriates me that people can just work up an audience, then coast for years on the residuals. Yeah, because a lot of people forget that they have them, forget to cancel them. That's a pretty normal thing that ends up happening to people. Especially people with like kind of large, well, with disposable income. You know, they just don't notice that $5 a month or whatever. Prof says Dominion is literally just animals being tortured for 2 hours. It's dark. That's what I kind of figured it was. Okay, well, let's look at this old Durian Rider video. This is from 8 years ago. It's called What I Eat in a Day, Day 4. We'll start there. Why not? Whoop. There we go.
Just crawled out of bed, day 4, smashing down a liter of water. Let's go for some questions. Someone was concerned about, will I get enough testosterone eating Harley's diet? Well, I can talk for an hour on that one. Do a quick one about that. So I went to this person's channel, right, and they're subscribed to the traditional YouTube fitness channels, who guys are taking testosterone and steroids, etc., smashing down all the testosterone replacement supplements and stuff like horny goat weed and all these things. And then they're worried about, well, if I go on Durian Rider's diet and get rid of all that stuff and stop taking steroids, will my testosterone levels be good? Well, if you're taking exogenous testosterone and then you rely on your endogenous testosterone levels afterwards, you're going to drop down. You can't do exogenous testosterone and think that you can cycle off that and just be normal. Because no. When you damage your testosterone from taking it, then depends how much you've abused it. If it actually will come back, might not. That's why a lot of guys on TRT for life, testosterone replacement therapy for life, because they've just hammered all these testosterone supplements, which are basically like pro-hormones, which is what one step before testosterone. So your body starts using it and starts producing less of its own endogenous testosterone. That's why I don't recommend people take testosterone. If you have a clinical reason, look at your diet and lifestyle first before you start getting on the synthetics, because once you're on that thing, man, it can be a one-way street. Another thing, when you're eating meat, they inject the cows with testosterone and various anabolics. So you start consuming that exogenously, your body starts shutting down your endogenous hormone production. So I'm worried about Durian Rider. I put my testosterone levels. I put it in my blood tests. They're always good. They're always excellent. My sex drive is strong. When your carbs are strong,
Yeah, because it's got to be strong to be able to rape.
so is your dong. I'll go to bed early and I minimize stress. Those 3 things: low carb diets, late nights, stress, kill your testosterone production. Kill it. So if you want high testosterone, healthy test levels endogenously, get your carbs in, get your sleep in, stress, chill, relax. It's just about dealing with things versus like making them control your life. Isn't it funny though how people like got this misconception about testosterone? They're following people who are taking.
Trauma says, I thought that was Prophet talking shit as usual. Did the guy rape someone? That is, he allegedly did. He allegedly did. We can watch the video. There's like a testimonial, I think, about him. This guy is one of the OG YouTube guys. He's like an OG YouTube reply guy. He's been around for about, what it looks like, about like 12 years. Videos going back 2008, 2009. One of the original like vegan YouTubers.
Testosterone, eating testosterone, taking testosterone little pro-hormone pills as well, and then they're worried about me. But I'm like, you should be worried about the people you're watching on YouTube with the big clenbuterol traps and the Anavar traps, I mean. You should be worried about them, man, because if they fucking went clean, they would just fall in a heap, because they've abused their bodies with steroids so much. So much. That's why testosterone scripts are on the rise in Australia. Testosterone prescriptions 900% increase in the last decade, because we're eating so much from meat and stuff. Our body just starts to shut down its own endogenous production.
That explains the video quality. All right. Also, no offense meant to Prophet. No, I'm sure he doesn't take offense to that at all.
Here's the thing: 100% of testosterone on the market, legit testosterone, decanate, whatever, cypionate, is derived from soybeans. Synthetic testosterone is derived from soybeans. How's that for a bit of a brain fuck? Well, if I went a vegan diet, I wouldn't get enough testosterone. Yeah, all the fucking testosterone everyone's shooting up on YouTube comes from soybeans.
Okay.
That's why Asians breed so much, man. Because their sex drives is boom, it's like rabbits. And we see in the West, people's sex drives dropping off. They have to take testosterone pills, injections.
Citation needed.
patches, gels, testosterone pro hormones, eat meat that's been injected with testosterone, just watch a lot of porn just to get excited because their testosterone levels are just flatlining. Straight up reason why. Alright, that's the testosterone question done. I'm going to get some breakfast. See you soon. So here we have a breakfast smoothie. Got about 15 bananas in here. And I've got, see the chunks in there. This is a product.
So this guy really eat 30 bananas a day? Like that's his diet?
My friend makes Bridget. It's called Fruit Wise. This is basically just dried fruit, different mixes of fruits. No preservatives or flavors, just fruits. Fruit Wise, I'll put a link down below. So I put about 100 grams of that, and that's about 350 calories. 15 bananas, that's 1850. Put 100 grams.
Travis says, I like how he was like, that question done, nailed it. It's the Australian chutzpah.
And sugar in there, so around 2,250 calories for breakfast day 4. Slam this baby down. Watch me eat breakfast.
He looks like he's enjoying himself. Okay. There we go. Finish it off.
So we've got a little 500 calorie snack here. We've got 8 punnets of blueberries. It's about 500 calories. I'll smash these down. So that cost me $24. That's a sale price. Normally about $32. Local Australian blueberries, $24 on sale. The same calories for a Big Mac. A Big Mac's about 500 calories. How much is a Big Mac? I don't even know how much a Big Mac is these days. It's
about $2,000. So you're good. You're saving money.
1998 was the last time I had a Big Mac. How much are they now? I mean, they're like $2. So the world.
So you gonna eat all those blueberries right now?
The system is set up so that you.
This is like OG mukbang stuff, but with fruit.
Easy to get junk food. Fruit, example, these blueberries taste good. Hard to get though. If you can get them, they're expensive, and if you can afford it, there's a limit on how many punnets of blueberries you could buy. So it's pretty fucking crazy world. They want the New World Order, whatever you want to call it. They want people fat, sick, unconscious, consuming bullshit, just blah 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 blah. They want that. They teach you in school bullshit. In school, they teach you fuck all real fundamentals. In school, they don't even teach you how to breathe. They don't even teach you how to breathe from your stomach. They don't even teach you how to fix a flat tire on a bike, pretty much. They don't even teach you how to have what a ripe banana is in school. I've got people who do a PhD in fucking nutrition. They don't even know what a fucking ripe banana looks like, man. How can you be a doctorate in nutrition and not know what a ripe banana is? It happened a few weeks ago. I'm a nutritionist, PhD, a doctor, and it's like, great. The whole of that banana eating, it's not ripe, it's overripe. I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Who is he talking to? Who are these people?
And the person was overweight as well. That would have been a good YouTube video, but they wouldn't.
It's like these fat health nutritionists telling me these bananas are not ripe. They're overripe.
I want the camera on that one. So they're not, it's crazy. All right, I'm going to quit yapping and finish my blueberries. So food court.
There's no way he ate all those blueberries, right? There's no way. Traumi says the ghost in his head, I think.
Brown rice, veggies, 100% vegan. High carb, low fat, low sodium. 2 plates. I can probably eat 4 or 5 of these plates. Very lean, very low fat, and good lean weight loss food. High carbohydrate. That's what we want, carbs in it. So we're at the food court last night.
Low fat, high carbohydrate diet. That's interesting. Oh, had himself a nice Coke Zero. Sure, that's very good for you. Travis says, holy shit, he's the crazy train hurtling down a track that's about to run out.
Doing a bit of eating and filming, the person next to us left some carbs on the plate, and Durian Rider, being Durian Rider, had to say something. I said, you left all your carbs on the plate, any reason? Well, carbs are fattening, alright? I said, carbs are fattening. I noticed you ate all the meat and the Coke Zero. If carbs are fattening, not to be rude, but why are you still obese? Would it be having to do anything with...
So they just went up to a dude in the food court while they were eating their vegan food, and they saw his plate, and then they harassed him.
all the fat you eat? No, it's just my genetics. That's just my genetics, mate. I said, that's the same excuse my obese mother likes to use. This week, me and Freely want to go into some food courts and do a bit more filming, and Uncle Chester might come along too. Stay tuned for that. Give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying the current format and want to see more. So I just want to show people what the vegans can eat. Went to another little vegan restaurant, got a low-fat vegan curry and about 5.
What does this guy do for a living? Like, how do you afford this? How do you afford to go to a restaurant and buy this much food on the reg? On the fucking reg. Like, it's not like... He's kind of implying that this is his daily routine. This is what he does every day. Holy shit. I guess that's what it's like being an antinatalist. You just got all this extra money to go to buffets. Diane would be pleased.
6 bowls of rice. About 3,500 to 3,200 calories roughly. Just smash it in. You can see today's a bit of a hybrid day. A bit of fruits, a bit of raw, a bit of McDougall style, high carb, low fat. Vegan 100% all the time. That's what you...
No, he's saying this is what he eats in a day. He says, what I eat in a day, 100% day 4. This is what he eats in a day.
What to do, man, if you want to get lean gains, high energy, not running on stimulants, not having to starve yourself and take appetite suppressant pills and go out to social settings and eat a fucking lettuce leaf or just...
It's like you just eat a lot of fruit and you'll shit a lot and you'll be good.
Eat something and throw up afterwards. I can go out and eat and feast with my mates, so I can eat what the fuck I want to eat and always be lean, feeling great the next day. 100%.
100%. All right, let's find another video from this guy. This is an interesting figure. I don't want to watch another... why Aussies are so fat and what we buy at Kohl's supermarket. Yeah, he's just going to look at health food. Well, let's see what he buys. Let's see what he buys.
This is what makes Aussies so fat. Tim Tam's making Aussies fat since 1986. I used to eat a lot of these. I always had heaps of acne, battling my weight. Tim Tam's, nothing. You want to get your girlfriend fat? Give a lot of Tim Tams.
So they're going to go through and look at all the food that is bad for you and be like, these are bads. Imagine if you ate 30 bananas a day and 400 blueberries and then you went to 2 restaurants and ate nothing but rice and plant-based food. Isn't that a realistic thing that anybody could do?
And then we got cordial as well. That's good stuff as well. It's my favourite. Pickfords. All these are great hit. Good out. Good take the day out.
Well, at least he's bringing the action. Okay, at least he's bringing the action. You're going to bring a beautiful girl in here? Maybe I should start eating 30 bananas a day. You've convinced me, Durian. This has convinced me, okay? I'm ready to change my life right now. Right now, I'm ready to change it all. A little flat, but I'm ready to change it all.
So in Coles, this is Coles Port Douglas. I'm going to show you what you got vegan. First we got bananas.
Trami says, I believe in butt and veganism, I suppose. Yeah, that's the most convincing argument I've seen so far. Is a beautiful butt with some very dramatic music, like Dominion, except for butts.
I reckon that's right. It's not ready yet. So according to the Coles charts, this is right banana. This will be ready in about a week. You buy these in a week's time, be nice and spotty, and good to go. At least 5 days. Perfect.
Yeah, if you fucking take bananas and you blend them and you add other fruit, you're going to want them to be nice and soft. You're going to want those spots. Okay, you're gonna want those leopard spots, high energy. Tarami says emotional manipulation that works.
Always bring a bag as well, say plastic. Coles has got a great selection of juices here, fruits and roots. Get a root at Coles, is good. So you got a lot of. So it's always changing. It's always changing. Always changing. Always something vegan. Look behind here. We've got some more here. You got Bundy juice, skin on the juice bra. You got a lot of this stuff's vegan as well. So yeah, a lot of options here. A lot of options.
How do they think all these things get to the grocery store? Like, what do they think? They can just turn their brains off to all the things that go into producing this product. It's fucking wild.
This is a good one, the old Kingland dairy-free vegan yogurt. That's a good one. You got tofu in here, and yeah, you got dairy-free mayonnaise. I think that's vegan as well.
Travis says avocados, another great environmental choice.
Why are those there?
It's one of my favourite breads ever, Coles bread. It's really good. It's vegan as well. It's pretty low fat. I rate it. Give it a thumbs up. It's good shit. Get on the juice, bro. On the juice. They said bread makes you fat. I don't know about that. Anyway, got juice here.
What else does he do? What else is part of his regimen? Like, what else is he doing to stay in that kind of shape? I guess, I mean, I don't know. If you just ate fruit, would that do it? I don't know.
Most of the juices here all vegan as well, so one of my favourite ones. Where is it? Where's that?
Where's the nectar?
Where's the nectar at?
Yeah.
There it is. It's a good one. It's full of sugar, good hit, gets you energized, good stuff. Spring Valley, mango banana nectar, I rate it.
Travis says, by the looks of the other video, he bikes probably for hours a day. Yeah, his physique is not just produced from his diet at all.
You got a lot of dairy-free milks here if you want to get lean.
It's like a bodybuilder or somebody that does nothing but work on their personal health and their body and their physique, and they go to a grocery store and they pretend like this is what produces that result. They don't talk about all the rest of what goes into their lifestyle.
Get off the dairy.
I'm cutting you.
Makes it so much easier. I'm so easy for me to be lean now. Just go off the dairy. I've been 17 years dairy free, so you've got a lot of other options.
Hyper says Lizzo the vegan.
I try and get low fat ones. If you do have an extra bit of extra butt chub.
This one's good. It's got 0 grams of fat.
Really?
Yeah. Check
Oi.
that out.
Yeah, wow. Alright, so this is 0 grams of fat, this one. So this is, if you're a bit of a chub, then hit this one here. Every gram of fat you eat, you can grab the fat you wear. Simple as that. And if you got your bread, you got your milk, your vegan milk here as well. My phone's a bit cooked in the sun.
Oh, look. Almond milk, soy milk, more ethical products. Hagbert says, I just looked it up. She says she's vegan. No, she does. Yeah. No, that she's become vegan, right? Travis says lots of potato chips are vegan after all. My favorite form of veganism.
A lot of different, stuff up here. So yeah. These are also vegan. A little bit fatty, but if you want something fatty, if you get underweight, these are good. These are vegans. A bit fatty, but not too bad. You got tea's vegan, coffee's vegan. People say, hey, do you drink green tea, drink coffee? I keep my caffeine intake really low. I find pretty caffeine sensitive. I'm a bit of a nut job already. I find if I do have caffeine from chocolate or too much stuff like that, next day I'm not so good. So I do my best to avoid caffeine. Yeah, really good. I've had a cup of coffee since 1999. Tea, I've had a couple of cups of tea in the last 15 years. So the less caffeine I do, the better I feel. Simple as that. These are really good rice cakes. This is just brown rice, 100%. There's no oil in this. It's really lean, really lean.
All right, let's skip ahead a little bit. They're just grocery store shopping.
Blew my mind. What's got tears coming out? You label for made the change ingredient. They didn't. It's put vegans in the back. Rad. So 99% fat-free, good lean condiment there. And this one is Master Foods, also vegan tartar sauce.
Wait, is that shake a vegan shake, sir? Stop. Desist.
I'll be some on fish and chips back in the day. But this one is very, very oily. It's 65 grams of fat per 100. So it's a good Balkan food. A lot of oil in there. So if you are suffering from clots or whatever heart issues, then go easy on the oil.
Oh, we eat tartar. Very fancy. Ooh, we got some more action.
Probably in the past couple of weeks, there's a vegan-friendly sticker on there.
Yeah, wow.
On the label.
In KB's vegetable geyser.
These are so good. Like, these are restaurant quality.
Really? How much does it cost for a pack?
These are pricey. They're $6.
This is their whole life. This is the only thing that they can find. Is like, well, we go to grocery stores. We just buy a lot of stuff. Hagbert says, fuck this guy and his no coffee shit. Coffee and hatred fuel me. Same here. Coffee, Bang energy drinks used to be cigarettes. And now it's just the vape when I nightcap. It all fuels me.
$16, but you've got 750 grams, which is way cheaper than if you were to dine out.
How much does that cost in a restaurant, you reckon, then?
It's about like $4 for $8 in a restaurant.
Yeah.
So you're paying $2 for one.
True. Wow.
What the fuck would these people do if all this collapsed? Like, they're not promoting a sustainable lifestyle, which you think that they would be. You think that would be baked into the cake with this stuff. And over and over and over, all I hear is about restaurants and grocery stores and blah, blah, blah. There's nothing about supporting local farmers, local markets. There's none of that shit. They're in a fucking grocery store. Jesus Christ. Hagbert says, oh yeah, and cigarettes. Cheap Indian reservation cigarettes. I remember the taste. So
if you want hot chips but don't want all the fat, just come to the frozen section. There's so many.
Like, what makes these people better than anyone else if this is how you get your food? Nothing. It's just fucking assholes who feel better because there's a sticker on whatever they buy.
Healthy choice. They are only 2.9% fat. So that is so lean for potato chips and
True.
tasty.
Yeah, wow.
Just put a bit of salt on them, some tomato sauce. It's got beer battered, original fries, there's wedges.
That's cheap.
Yeah, they're cheap as well. Sea salt rosemary. Are these vegan? Yes. Seasoned chips.
Tarami says, these people have a hard time keeping their clothes on, it seems. And I'm alright with it. At least I'm alright with one of them. Jesus Christ.
The Coles apple pie is vegan.
Yeah.
I never knew. Amazing. Apple pies.
Well, it's got a sticker on it. That must mean okay. Who cares how it got here, guys? We only care how the other products got there. These products, totally fine.
So we got the So Good here. On sale for $4.50. This is really low fat and it's also vegan. So
It's really good with maple syrup.
The burner says, these are the same people that wear the I voted today stickers. Yes. It's all about the virtue signal. It's all about letting people know that they're one of the good ones.
yeah, put the maple syrup on top of jam in there and it's fast reflexes of the soy. So yeah, again, people say that soy. What do people say about soy?
Soy gives you man titties. Harley, show us your man titties.
Oh, man titties.
Yeah. He's like, well, I do about 6,000 crunches a day and about 4,000 push-ups, and I ride about, 15 miles on my bike every day out in the outback, up and down, treacherous terrain. But, but I'm good. Don't worry about it, guys.
So much jiggle factor there.
Go to Asia, go to Australia. There's more man boobs in Australia than in China or Japan. Soy, it's okay. And you also have you have Over the Moon, which is another vegan one. It's good, but it's a bit greasy off run. But if you want extra fat, then this is a good one. We also got Ben & Jerry's do a vegan one as well, so that's pretty rad. Really good. This one's really sweet.
Oh my god. Okay, I can't fucking handle any more of this video. I can't handle any more of their shopping. Trami says it was the 8,000 calorie carbs that did it. K-calorie carbs that did it, Sean. I know. The burner says, want to get washboard abs? Deplete your body of protein and run around grocery stores like a cunt. Hagbard says, 30 bananas a day. This guy must literally shit bricks. Yeah, he spends most of his day, I imagine, at least a good 20% of his day, sitting on the throne, sitting on the John. All right, let's look up at his controversies. He's got a few of them. Durian Rider attacked. Durian Rider attacked. Raw video. Durian Rider, I got ambushed and attacked and put in the hospital, but Natasha is physically okay. All right, well, let's look at the attack video first. Let's look at the raw attacked video, and then we'll watch his response to it, I suppose. I was just selling my vegan wares, mate.
Hey. Hey. Do you like this? Ladies and gentlemen, this man... Don't expect me to...
So we have a regular dude just went and fucking... just boss owned this the Durian Rider. Just owned his ass. Just had him down here. Nothing he could do. Nothing he could do. No vegan gains. Nothing. What led up to this? He got taken away in a fucking ambulance because of that? And they put him in, and this looks like they talk, but it looks like it's part of his bigger video. So we'll watch his bigger video. But like, how the hell can that be it? How can that be the only part of this? What's the context? 7 days ago, Durian Rider attacks me outside of Adelaide Gym. Okay, let's check him.
Hey guys,
let's check him out attacking people outside of the gym. Why not? Hey, seems like a mentally stable fellow. Trami says, I am confused so far. And Hagbert says, if only he ate steak. Would have that essential creatine to build muscle. Yeah, I'm a little confused too. About this guy has such a deep well. Like, he's been doing YouTube for so long. For us to really understand the deeper breadth of his personality and what he's up to would probably be like a nightcap in itself. You know what I mean? Big Paul says, should eat more bananas to recover. Mate? WB Biggest Paulus. He snuck out, but he snuck back in after he was done with his business.
I was just in the gym. Pretty sure I saw Harley and him in there. Don't know what he's on lately, but he looked a bit. Oh, I think that's him. He's just like, dude, what are you doing, man? He's fucking. What are you? I don't know what he's doing.
He's shadow boxing, bro. Trami says WB equals welcome back.
What are you? He's looking under my van. Yo. What are you doing, man? Yeah. Where'd you? How'd you get out of here, man?
Backing out, don't I see?
Yeah.
There's a thing called a fire exit, mate. If you pass year 10, you might know what a fire exit actually is. What are you doing, mate?
I'm going home, man.
You going home, are you?
Yeah.
I'll leave you. I just want to say good day.
Can you just like?
Can you not film this?
I'm filming it, man.
You don't know how to film me, dude.
I don't trust you, bro. Like it's for safety, man.
Nah,
it's safety. That's why I got it.
Oh, I'll stay here then, mate. You're alright.
Okay. Can you like back off a little bit? I want to.
Can you not film me? Why would you not want this interaction filmed?
Like get in my.
What's this piece of junk you got here, bro? Is this your mum's van? You go with it, mate. You don't have to worry about me, mate. Don't worry about me. You get a little bit panicked.
Okay. What are you doing here? Why are you waiting for me?
Get some vitamin D, bro. Just waiting for a mate. What are you doing? What are you doing?
This is a bit sketchy, bro. Like, were you fucking just doing Muay Thai or something? Alright, I'm gonna go, man.
Alright, you go, buddy. Tyres a bit bald, mate.
No, it's fine. I'm dead new.
So safe, all see that. You got any food, mate?
No, it's all good, man.
What's in there? You got any kids in this van?
No, dude, get out.
What's in this van, bro? What's in here? What's in here, mate? What are you hiding, bro? You got drugs in here or something else?
No, it's all good, man. You can just like back off, man.
What the fuck is he? He's like wearing a cartoon character outfit. Hagbert says shadowboxing outside of Bunnings. Travis says, well, this guy's creepy. I'll take diet advice from him.
What are you doing, man?
I'll just give you a fresh air in here, mate. It stinks in here, buddy. Just give me a bit of fresh air in here. What's that, saladas, bro? Just give me a look back here. I promise I'll give them back to you. I promise. Alright, just let me have a look and I'll go. Trust me. Trust me.
Just take a look.
Hey, vegan.
I think so. I don't.
I'll give them back to you.
Yeah, you can look at him from there.
You just say build trust. Alright? Just let me have a look.
No, you can just look at him, man. I don't need
This is how you build trust. Do they have some sort of relationship other than this, other than the fact that they go to the same gym? And he's just like, hey, man, I just want to look and interrogate your food. I just want to interrogate what's inside your van. You got any ready-to-be-slaughtered cows in there?
To trust
I'm not
you?
going to snatch them from you. I want you to give them to me. I want you to develop trust. Okay? How are you going to develop trust if you don't like step out of your comfort zone? You just give them to me, and I promise I'll give them back.
Why do you want my saladas,
I'm
bro?
snatch them off you. You hand it over.
Alright,
Put it in my
you
hands.
5 seconds and you give it back, alright?
100%. I will.
5 seconds.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna count.
Alright. You put it in my hands. I want you to give. I'm going to steal it from you. I want you to give it to me.
Okay.
So it goes to
I'm
court.
not giving it to you. 5 seconds. You just give it
put
back.
in my hands. Alright.
Alright, here we go.
Put it in my hands, buddy. Alright, see?
One.
Good, bro.
What do you do? What do you?
Don't touch me,
man.
mate. Stay back. Stay back, mate. Hey, you coming forward, mate? I'll set the fence.
Yeah, you just stole his shit. Yeah, he's coming forward. He's like, give me my fucking crackers, dude.
Hey, where do you go? There you go. Stay back, buddy.
Bro, you open my saladas.
Dude,
I'm
you stay
suing
back.
you.
You stay back.
This is assault, man. This is assault. You're
It will
assaulting
be
me.
assault.
In Australia, this is assault. You can't just open another man's crackers like that. Travis says, yeah, we've watched a lot of weird shit, and this takes the cake.
You stealing my.
You stay behind that white line. I'll step back. You stay one more forward. You're gonna get a dip. Okay. You stay back there.
What do you, dude? I just bought those. You stealing my saladas, man.
Nothing back. Go right, everybody. Stay back.
What? What? The, Jesus, man.
Some of that.
Dude,
stay back. Stay back.
Like, if this is not like, is this a video? Is this like a staged video? Like, what the fuck?
I said 5 seconds, bro.
Stay back, buddy. Yeah.
Don't.
Seriously, mate. Stay back. Stay back, buddy. Stay back, mate.
I guess this is just his alpha. This is apex level. This is alpha move. He's like, I'm gonna eat your crackers, dude.
Yeah.
Wanna go, mate?
Yeah, you fit. That's enough, man. I get.
Where, mate?
Oh, dude.
Where, mate?
I know where you live, bro. I know where you live. Guys, I don't know what's going on. I haven't seen him for 2 years. He's just.
Hagbert says, I think we're seeing why he was carted away in an ambulance now. Yeah, if you're just going up to people and taking their stuff, that might be a reason.
Freaking stalking me or something. I thought. thought that, like, this shit was over. Just waiting for me. Like, who steals saladas? He stole my saladas. There's so much other shit in here he could have stolen, and he stole my saladas. He stole my saladas.
Trami says, this guy was teary-eyed when he got into the car earlier, so I don't think it's fake. Yeah, he has anxiety about having interactions with this dude. This dude is obviously, they have a history to a certain extent, and he's being harassed by this guy. I think he's having some kind of nervous reaction to not knowing what the fuck is going on. It seems like it.
Stole my saladas. And he stole my saladas. Why?
I don't know. I really don't know. And then the video just ends there. Angry vegan? See another one of these guys? 2 weeks post-op micro vlog, DJ Osmo Pocket, spinal surgery vlog. Okay, well, so he's another vegan guy. That's why he has a problem with him. That's why he has a problem. It's another vegan YouTuber. He's like, this guy is known to me. I got ambush attacked and put in the hospital. Natasha is physically okay.
Rumors.
Okay, so let's see what happened. See Durian Ryder's side of the story while he was on the ground. Why he was attacked. Travis is another Durian Ryder on there. I guess so, a little bit.
Rumors, and people just generally also want to know, am I okay? I'm alive, I'm alive. But,
Durian Ryder stole $13,000 from me. Something.
It's horrific. Natasha, he tried to attack Natasha as well. She's dealing with that. It's
Take it from me, one punch can be lethal. Thrown in anger like this, without warning, without any gloves, it can be deadly. One punch can...
So I guess this is a nice Australian PSA.
Authorised and spoken by Danny Green, Perth.
Some of you have been asking, it's in the newspaper, the media have been talking about it.
It's the best thing that's happened to this dude in 10 years. He's fucking so excited.
Just gonna put a hat on because it's a bit bright here. And so this is in the Sunday Mail here in Australia. Basically, I can't talk too much about it. I've been advised legally not to talk too much about it, but obviously it's already in the media, so it's out there. Basically, myself and Natasha, we were ambushed. We were just at fruit shopping on Saturday. I'd done a bike ride that morning, and we were just getting some mangoes and some fruit, and we're walking towards our...
No, on the Angry Vegan channel. Oh, shit, really? That's more interesting what this is. All right, we'll watch this for a few minutes, then I'll circle back, as old Jen Psaki likes to say.
Bike, and then someone came from behind and attacked me. I had no warning. There was no prior banter or conversation. There's no prior arguments. It was nothing like that. It was just total cold-blooded ambush attack from behind, from the side where it was. I can't really remember too much. I was knocked unconscious, lifted up, smashed face first. Hence I had my helmet on, the helmet got cracked. I was in hospital.
Tromby says, just doing some shadow producing. Well, I appreciate it, buddy. I could use all the help I can get, to be honest with you.
In emergency ward for just over 24 hours. They wanted to keep me for longer, but I was fearing for my safety, so I asked to be discharged. And
they wanted to keep him longer than 24 hours for that. Maybe he had a concussion, but he feared for his safety.
Anyway, the person is a known individual. They have been arrested. They have been charged. It was the same individual from 2016 when I did the Everesting thing back in February 2016. The same individual back then as well.
All right, so he starts shit with people and they don't like it, and they come back and they get him. Angry vegan. So Durian Rider cuts my hair. Let's just see how many Durian Rider videos this other guy has. Durian Rider attacks me. Smashes my laptop. Durian Rider loses his channel and takes it out on me. So he's a fellow veganist. And Durian Rider does not like him. That's what I'm getting. Hagbert says his ex Freely, the banana girl, is a dime piece. He gets arrested. Durian Rider responds to vegetable police. Pullgate. Durian Rider killing bugs. Interview Durian Rider about road confrontation. Durian Rider almost killed me. I don't know if these are kayfabe or not. Durian Rider flips out an interview.
Turn off the fucking.
Okay, let's see him in his completely stable state.
Turn off the fucking camera, man.
Vegan power.
So we have Durian Rider. He's a bit low on B12, so he might have a bit of a stutter. So what are the basics for health and fitness?
Basics for health and fitness would be you want to eat a lot of carbohydrate so you can do stuff. You can train a bit. And you want to
sleep, water, sugar.
Yeah, you go to bed early when you can. Go to bed at least 8-9 p.m. and drink enough water so you piss and clear. At least every 2 or 3 hours, piss and clear. That's the going. Just eat carbohydrate every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Keep it low fat. If you want to gain fat, eat more fat. Fat reads to fat weight. Simple as that. If you want to gain more weight, eat more protein. Yeah, definitely.
What's the best?
Trauma says Durian Rider genuinely makes me uneasy. He seems like he'd abuse me for no reason. Yeah, he seems a little like a little heightened, to be charitable.
Training schedule in your opinion?
Best training schedule, just wake up in the morning. Depends on your goal are. If you want to lose weight, then I'd recommend at least go out for an hour. Get up, have some water, take some carbs with you, maybe 100 grams of sugar in a bottle, or some fruit, a few pieces of fruit, a few hundred calories, go out for an hour, then come back home, have more water, half a litre or so, smashing at least 1,000 calories from fruits.
What's your steroid cycle?
I don't need steroids, bro.
What's your favourite drug?
Never done drugs in my life, mate.
Okay.
100% natural from birth.
How often do you dye your hair?
Even when my mum was giving birth and I tried to give her painkillers, I stuck my head out and said, "Full natty bra, doc. Fuck off."
Okay, how often do you dye your hair?
My mum dyes it for me. So yeah.
All right, thanks for the interview. I hope you get well soon.
No worries, man. Thanks a lot. You can cut now, mate, or this will be the last fucking interview we ever fucking do. Are we fucking clear, mate? We fucking crystal clear. Like polished crystal fucking clear. Turn off the fucking camera, man. Seriously. Not fucking around now, cunt.
They gotta know each other. They gotta be friends. Come on.
Just say it.
We're making it.
Okay, all right. Well, that was anticlimactic. I'm not sure if these are real. See here. Okay, so this is the Durian Rider stole my $13,000 and I can't get it back. I'm starting to wonder. The troll is strong with these boys.
It doesn't work. This car doesn't work.
Is this you, Kurt? Yeah, that's right, man. My 46-year-old con artist.
Hey guys, so I've been looking for a van for the last 1 or 2 months because I want to put a bed in it and do some van camping and, you know, weekend trips and road trips, stuff of that nature. And so I've been looking for a month or two, and I told Harley about it, and he said that he's got one for me. Well, one of his friends has it for me, and it's only about an hour's walk. So I'm gonna go check it out today, and hopefully I can walk there, buy it, and then drive this thing back. So he sent me a voice message. I'll let you guys listen to it.
Kieran, it's Harley, your daddy Durian Rider. That van, my old van's up on the Central Coast. So if you're interested in buying it, I can cut you a deal, mates rates. It's in good condition. It's all been checked out and stuff. So you won't have any problems with it. But if you do want to buy it, there's no refunds, just let you know. And you've got my bank details. You can put the money in my account. Just make sure you have a drive at first. But yeah, it's in good condition.
Yeah, so that's I'm gonna meet one of his friends at the beach. His name's Greg. So I'll walk there, hopefully buy the thing and drive it back, no problems. So I want to do a bit of a vlog and show you guys me buying it and maybe doing a few things to it. So yeah. Alright, I'm almost there. I think I can see 2 from here, so I don't know which one it is. Alright, so we got this one here, no windows, and that one over there. I don't think that's it. It's probably just some van lifer. So I think this is it, and I could look for some dude named Greg. Alright, I'll get back to you. This is the right one. Fiat Ducato Maxi, and no, I'm not showing you that. So I gotta find Greg, and I think he said that he's just hanging up over the beach. So I'll get back to you guys when I take it for a test drive or something. Alright, check this out. Well, you can't see it, but it's unlocked. And it's all mine now.
What a wonderful
What's
gift.
that say? 130 multi-jet. Check this out. It's like, this floor's so nice, I love it. So it's $13,000, took it for a test drive. Got a bunch of dents in here. Got him down to 12.5. In rag there. And some bondage rope there. I don't know what this is. EGR and carb cleaner, okay. And some Bunnings receipts. And, okay, free beanie. So
it's like watching the Blair Witch Project.
It drives really well. There's no lights or anything. It seems perfect, so I'm really happy with it. Oh my god. This is my new van. I don't know what that is. But everything's so nice. It's like, it's a 2012. It's got a few Ks on it, but it drives, it's gone. But it drives really well, so, yeah.
I'm starting to think this kid deserves to be bullied maybe a little bit.
Okay, let's see if I can. Okay. Have a good shot. Okay. Yeah, it drives so good. It's like...
Trauma says, shit hanging down. It's so nice. Hagbert says, carb cleaner in a recent car purchase isn't a good sign. That was my first thought. But the fact that it's in there just seems like it adds insult to injury, and it makes it seem fake.
It's like it's brand new, honestly. It's a manual 2012 Fiat Ducato. Yeah, so I'm going to turn this into like a camper van. Check it out. Check engine and change oil. And it just started making all these noises. Like I'm calling Harley. Come on.
Who's this?
Why didn't you pick up? Oh my dude. The car, it doesn't work. This car doesn't work.
Is this you, Kurt? What are you doing, mate?
I saw Greg.
Trauma said the kid's a pretty natural actor, but yeah, I'd have to agree at this point. Yeah, it seems a little put on.
I drove it. It seemed like it's fine.
Yeah, it's a good car, mate. You probably don't know how to drive.
I already paid for it, man. I know how to fucking drive, dude.
Calm down, mate. Look,
I paid $13,000 for this car.
How much? 13?
Yes. No, well, I got
it's only 12 grand. No, it's only 12. Greg must have made $1,000 bucks.
I don't care, dude. It doesn't work. I started driving it, and now I got check engine and change oil, and it's making all these sounds. I had to pull over. I don't even know where the fuck I am.
You're in Australia, mate.
Dude.
Relax. You could be in Rwanda or something.
You
could be in Texas right now, mate.
Can you talk to Greg?
Yeah, I'll give Greg a call, but he's going. I'm going to go out for a bit, so might be able to do it during the week.
Dude, I want my money back.
Well, I said this is. I said explicitly there's no refund.
What about consumer law?
I recorded that conversation, Kieran, so don't you try and fuck me over, mate. I recorded that conversation. Alright? Did you record it? Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
I said no refunds, mate. Once you got the car, once you got the keys, it's all yours. Once Greg leaves the vehicle and you give him the money, it's all yours, mate. And any problems you have now, that's on yours, mate.
I can't even get it home, dude.
Mate,
Is this about the bike? Is this about the bike?
What bike?
You fucked me over because of the bike.
No, mate. This is just karma coming out, yeah, mate. It's a bit of karma, boy.
Dude.
But anyway, the car's fine, mate. It's in good condition.
This isn't funny. It won't even start. Look, listen to this. You hear that? That's the key.
Yeah, just give it a push, mate. You got any jumper leads on you?
What? It's not my car. I don't know.
Okay, I'll do you a favour, mate. Where are you? I'll come meet you. I'll pick some jumper leads. Where are you?
I'm in a different state, man. I'm in Adelaide.
Yeah, you're not in Adelaide. Oh, you fucking are. Shit. So if you're around the corner, mate, I'd help you out because you're a mate. But you're not, so I can't really...
Travis says, yeah, I imagine also in Australia, you need to sign over the registration to the new owner. You can't just trade money and keys. Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Help you, eh? I'm sorry, mate. This is just how it is, eh? This is cars, mate. You should have been riding a bike. Why'd you even buy a van in the first place, mate? I told you to buy a bike. You should have been one of my Pragma bikes.
I wanted to live in the van so I wouldn't have to pay rent.
Yeah, you're going to pay a bit of lot. You can still live in the van, mate. You know what I mean?
Oh, come on. This is totally fair. You can still live in the van, dude. Oh, let's skip ahead.
I'll do you a bit of a deal. I'll put $20 in your account, and you can buy yourself a tarpaulin, and that'll grab you a veranda for the back of the van, alright? I feel a bit tough, a bit hard. You can feel hard done by yourself, but I'll give you a tarp, mate. How's that sound? $20, mate. You far from Big W or Kmart or Audi?
Rip me off, man. You're 46.
Yeah, That's right, man. I'm a 46-year-old con artist, mate.
I need my money back. I'm going to get my money back.
No, mate.
You're
totally on your own with this one, mate. You're in a different state for one, so legislation will cover your refund. So
I know where you. I'm going to get my fucking. I'm going to get it back, man.
Yeah, whatever, buddy. Anyway, I gotta go, mate. Nice talking to you.
I'm going to.
Happy camping.
Give me my money back. Call Greg. Get him to meet me here. Get it on his truck or however the fuck you got it there. And give me my.
You're breaking up, Kieran. I can't hear you, mate. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
There's no way this is real. And Traumi says, and he has 2 phones, one filming and one he's talking on. I guess, or a camera.
Give me my money. I want my money back.
A little bit of kayfabe for the vegan fans out there, I guess.
Okay. Alright, should open it. It's not working.
If this is real, this is a really shitty thing to do to somebody.
I don't know what I'm looking at. There's a turbo. It's a turbo. Turbo. Okay. What's that? Cool. It's not enough cool.
Fake. 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 That was not real. That wasn't real. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Rape victim explains how she was targeted by a YouTuber. I'm assuming it's Durian Ryder. Harley Durian Ryder Johnston explaining how he gets away with rape. Equals rapist. What more proof do you... Okay, so this person has been, from 2 years ago, has been talking about that Durian Ryder raped her. Yeah. Also, $13,000 for a 10-year-old Fiat van or not seems expensive. It does, but it's Australian money, though. Like 13,000 Australian. You know, video games cost like $120 in Australia, so maybe that's it. I don't know. Let's see what this accuser has to say.
Mention her name, and I'll disable comments on this video, just so people can actually listen to me.
That seems a bit weird in itself that he would not want to mention this person's name.
All right.
As if he doesn't want people to find that video and have their own opinion on things. He just wants to state his.
We have a person, a female individual, currently in Chiang Mai. I won't mention her name, because I don't hate the girl. I don't want her to get hate.
I hold no grudges at all. It can be seen, for example, in Lance Armstrong videos, and I assume you know who he is. When he was interviewed, are you on steroids, are you doping, are you taking any drugs? No. Like, your body gives off signals when you're lying, and I think he's being disingenuous to say that he doesn't hate this girl. I think he's fucking pissed.
Let's just call her HC. People who, in the community, will know who I'm talking about. And again, what this girl is doing is pretty shit, but I don't personally hold any grudges towards her at all.
So let's summarize what he said here. He's saying, I don't hate this girl, but she's currently in Chiang Mai and everyone knows who I'm talking about. And while he's saying publicly that he doesn't hate her, he's sending the most vile, sickening, hate-ridden messages privately that I will go through later on.
I went to a little potluck in Chiang Mai at this apartment block where everyone was staying. And there was a lot of us there. And HC was there as well. And we were talking a bit, and she says, I had a problem with my MacBook. Have you got any tips? And I said, where's your computer? She goes, upstairs. She said, you can come up and have a look. So it's okay. So we went.
He's like, okay, cool, we'll have sex.
Up to her room. Just me and her, no one else. She closed the door. We went in. She sat on her bed, and she had her computer out.
Okay, so let's separate the truth from the lies. Who better to separate the truth from the lies than Hannah herself?
So the kernel of truth in this part of his story is the potluck. There was a potluck in my apartment building that I was at with my friends. And for those of you who have been in social gatherings around him, you'll know what I mean when I say that. He was like really a loner. Like we were eating and enjoying ourselves and talking and playing a game, and he was sitting by himself in the corner eating, I think it was oranges or mandarins. And honestly, like we just felt sorry for him and we felt quite awkward around him. So we made a point of trying to include him in our conversation, and I was talking about the fact that I just about finished my ebook, and so I offered to show it to him, and I said that I'd just go up and grab my computer, and he said that he'd come up as well because he wanted to use my bathroom. And the apartment that we were in, the bathroom was right beside the room that everyone was in, so I could understand that he didn't want to go to the bathroom with all these people in the next room. So I said, sure, you can use my bathroom.
Well, yeah, he doesn't want to go to the bathroom near other people. He does nothing but eat fucking bananas and fruit because it's going to be blowing it up.
And we went upstairs. And
so it was not about like computer problem that he claims, that was
No.
just like some...
I've not had a computer problem.
Because these people, they lie so much all the time, even about stuff that a normal person, it wouldn't even make sense to lie about.
Like it wouldn't make a difference if
Yeah.
it was like computer problems.
It's
or not.
irrelevant.
Yeah.
As we were going up the staircase, he was like saying something about how I had nice perfume, and I was just like, I'm not wearing perfume, basically. And
He's like, I can smell your cunt. Multiple MIGs in the next cell. Travis says going to the toilet is like a 2-hour gauntlet for him. Yeah, it's not a pleasant thing for anybody to have to experience or be around.
And so he went to the bathroom, and he makes a big point about the fact that I sat on my bed, but as you can see in this clip, there was literally nowhere else to sit in my room. For those of you who have lived in Chiang Mai, you know apartments are usually, furnished very minimally. So I was sitting on my bed and he went to the toilet, and it was honestly quite uncomfortable and disgusting listening to him go to the toilet.
Yeah, he blew it up. He wasn't messing around, okay? He was there to evacuate that evil.
I barely knew this guy, and yeah, he came out and was still talking about my perfume and how he'd used it as an air freshener. So clearly he'd been going through my things while he was in the bathroom, which was just again weird.
He also makes a big point out of how Hannah closed the door. Like that's a big thing.
I don't actually remember whether I closed my door or not.
It's completely normal to close the door after when you go into your apartment, right?
I mean, I might not have even closed my door. I literally, it wasn't something that I thought about.
He's painting this picture to make it seem like you were interested when...
Yeah.
And this is how he's taking the truth and twisting it for his own agenda to make people believe his lies.
There's always some sort of kernel of truth to whatever they're saying, but it's surrounded in a big ball of a lie. It's very interwoven, and that's a whole exercise in crazy making. Don't even try to go down that bunny hole.
And I could tell there was a bit of attraction going on there. Mutual attraction, adult mutual attraction.
I think we have to take sexual attraction away from rape. The key driver of rape is its power, its humiliation, its degradation.
And I found she was a nice girl, well, she was, and she obviously liked me.
Now you can start to understand why I've made the unmasking series, because in part 1 of the unmasking I went through the traits of a narcissist, and one of the traits is preoccupied with fantasy. And here you can clearly see that he's preoccupied with fantasy, claiming that, oh, she obviously liked me.
She obviously wanted it.
I just felt sorry for him.
She let him shit in her bathroom. The most sacred of places. The most intimate of places. How could she want anything else?
Number 2, they're preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love. This one would be kind of hard to prove because most narcissists don't think that they're fantasies. They think that they're realities, right? So I don't know how you would really even kind of prove that. I guess you'd have to listen to them talk, and then you'd have to kind of make that judgment.
When you're dealing with an abuser, they rationalize, they justify, they excuse,
and they make, stories up that make it okay for them to do what they are doing.
And I said, well, I'm going to go back downstairs, finish my meal, we'll talk more, blah, blah, blah.
So this is
He's like, I just dumped it really hard. I just wanted to go down and finish my rice bowl. But this Sheila wanted something different, something more. From me, the Durian Rider.
Pretty insignificant lie by itself that he kind of initiated going downstairs again, but when you add up all these lies, he's constantly portraying the idea that Hannah wanted him alone in her apartment and she closed the door and she sat down on her bed, and he's constantly like painting this picture. It's pure manipulation.
He also says that he has to go back downstairs to finish his meal. Like, he wasn't eating with us. Like I said before, he was eating like oranges or some kind of thing. And
Travis says, I don't know if I needed all the pseudo-intellectuals intercut with the interviews. No, I agree with you. Like, it's just randos talking about kind of the nature of narcissism, the nature of narcissists, and how they rationalize their behavior. But, not everybody's as grown up as we are.
he had eaten the oranges, so it's insignificant, like Michael said, but it's just frustrating when you have, what happened, and he's clearly just talking shit.
And before I knew it, this Sheila had my kid off.
Yeah, to manipulate.
And so we talked a bit more. We had email conversation or Instagram conversation. I've got it all saved somewhere after, because I sort of had a hunch something might turn out.
So here he's contradicting himself. He just said that Hannah was a nice girl, but now he's suddenly saying that, he had a hunch that something might turn up. Also take note of how he's claiming that he has email and Instagram conversations saved, because he's going to be called out on that.
So we go back downstairs, we talk more, and I think later on it was...
So what's the story here, though? Did they go back downstairs? She kind of implied that he didn't go back downstairs to eat his meal. Trami says, but it doesn't matter if he's a weirdo. That's not really what's in question. I agree with you. Hagbard says he said he was going to make hate to me.
HC did really cool banners and graphics. She does really good stuff. She's got good talent there. And I said, how about you, if you want, design me a book cover for my Durian Rider's Lean Body Bible, the cycling ebook, and do me a little channel banner. And if you do that, if you're happy with doing that, I'll give your ebook a shout out, a video just for the thing, giving it a plug. Because I think the information's good and you're a nice girl. And she's like, win-win situation. I win, I get my banner, I get my graphics. HC wins, she gets a big plug.
So here you can see for yourself that Harley says that they had already agreed on a shout out for Hannah helping him with the cover art and the ebook cover.
Oh my God, all of these people are awful. All of these people suck.
He changed the story to Hannah sleeping with him for a shout out. So the truth sure changed a lot here.
That's how you know that he's lying, because his story is so inconsistent and he can...
So, I assume they're a couple. He made the claim that she slept with him for clout, and now they're here to clean it up.
Never stick to one version of the story, because it's a lie.
And then so I said, well, maybe come over to my hotel and one night and we can sit down and work it out. She said, no worries.
Oh, yeah.
So what actually happened was I was working full time at that point, and so I finished work and I went home and changed, not into something nice, just into something other than my uniform, because I thought we were going to go to a vegan cafe. He asked me to meet him at Tap.
Hagbard says, is this vegan Gamergate? This is Gamergate 2.0. Stargon would be proud.
Gate, and a lot of vegan restaurants are around that area, like and Taste from Heaven. And so I went to Taipei Gate in the early evening, and he was late, so I just talked to
It's a cyclist Gamergate, I think.
Any of you who were in Chiang Mai might have known about the free hugs guy that would stay around Taipei Gate area, and so I was talking to him while I waited for the narc to arrive, and like I said, he was late, so I was like kind of annoyed that I'd been waiting there. And when he arrived, he really didn't say very much to me. He just was like, let's go, and rode off. And I assumed we were going to go to one of the nearby vegan cafes, like I said, but he just rode off to what would turn out to be his hotel. I didn't actually know that we were going to go there, and I wouldn't have been okay with that had he told me, which is probably why he didn't.
So it's like, okay. So she turns up one night to my hotel, and she's dressed nicely, you know, attractively. And I was like, okay, here we go.
So again, he claims that Hannah just turned up to his hotel room, that we know is a lie.
And he also said that I was dressed nicely. And the truth is, I had changed out of my school uniform into my cycling leggings and a t-shirt. It wasn't particularly nice.
Even if it was, you had dressed up super nicely, we have to remember that this is a girl in her early 20s in Thailand, where it's like 30 degrees, and she was thinking that she was going to a cafe, so that would be like, that's not a point.
Yeah.
And like, clothes, what someone is wearing is no excuse. That's victim blaming.
They'll say it's because you came on to me. You were too sexual. You were wearing a tank top. You were, whatever. The wind was blowing in the right direction. They will always blame the targets of abuse.
90% of people who are victims of rape or sexual assault in this country are raped by people
Are dressed in cyclist outfits and t-shirts.
who know them. It is entirely irrelevant what they're wearing.
Rape has nothing to do with what you're wearing. Rapists are opportunists. And much like a narcissist, they are looking for vulnerabilities.
They will always blame whoever they were abusing, always.
So it really has nothing to do with the victim. It's not that, she was wearing a short skirt, or she talked to him at the bar, or she invited him into her apartment. It has everything.
What? That's it?
Thing to do with power and control. And that's really narcissism in pretty much a nutshell. That's what they're really all about.
What they're doing.
How she was targeted by YouTuber. Did she
Doing
go
is they're
up?
blaming, shaming, and guilt tripping. That's what they do.
The final nail in the coffin. Well, I guess we gotta check it out.
Welcome to Oslo.
The most privileged fucking people on the planet. Jesus Christ. Travis says, meh, I'm disappointed. I agree. That was kind of a nothing burger. Like, he shit in her bathroom. They flirted. He said, come to my hotel. And then I guess they're saying after that, she was raped in the hotel. But they don't ever explain anything other than the fact that they went there. Travis says, shit. We can hate Norwegians together.
This table is finished. We are going to open the Christmas tree and open the presents.
Hello, and welcome to
another rape confession video with me and my girlfriend.
The final nail in the coffin. Right?
Yeah.
It's time to cozy up in front of the fireplace.
Let's go.
It's time to call them out, the rapists.
Do you have your popcorn ready? If not, you know what to do. Pause the video.
Obviously, people talking about very serious things.
And get some popcorn. So this is a follow-up video to a video I made before Christmas last year called Norwegian Doxing Himself. And to summarize that video, it showed how I went to Reddit because I thought about posting the unmasking series there, and I discovered that it had already been posted by several people. And what I also discovered was that the narc was leaving comments on these posts claiming that I was hiding my address, and he said I didn't reply to his lawyers and that I gave his lawyers a false address. So what I did in that video was to show people how to find my address. I didn't give my address, I showed how to look it up, my registered address in Norway. So you just go to this URL.
Oh my god, this fucking... Every community has like this insular drama shit, and they all just circle each other and all just make videos about each other. Did you call the police? Did anything happen? Doesn't seem like it. Seems like this chick might have fucked this dude and then felt regret. Hagrid says, we was Viking. No, we was pussies. Check your signals. Hot react only. Okay, I will.
And then you search my name.
Oh, this guy?
And here is my address. So there you have it. I'll now dox myself, and I hope you enjoy taking part in this. And remember, this isn't only for the people who believe us and support us. This is also for those, if there are any left that don't believe us. send us a card and we'll show you on camera.
All right, I'm done with this guy. All right, Big Paul sending something in for a hot react. Probably has nothing to do with what we're looking at. Let's see here. No. All right, let's see what we got.
Yo, Zubox, what it do, baby? It's your boy Aries Spears here.
Oh my God, Aries Spears.
Yo, Zubox, what it do, baby? It's your boy Aries Spears here. Your boy Paul wanted me to call you and roast you. He says you a trash rapper. You know that's how you know you got a real homie. When he love you so much, he gets you trashed. And he wants somebody to roast you, especially, top tier comedian. I ain't never heard your music before, but if it's trash, nigga, stop. Keep your day job. But if it's good or you believe in it, I do a thing where if you cash at me $40 and send me your music and your socials, I'll play your shit at one of the end of my episodes of my podcast. And I'll also promote you with your socials. If you're interested, hit me up in my Instagram and my DMs and let me know. I'll send you all the right info. Get me your track. Give me your socials. I'll play your shit at the end of one of my podcast episodes and definitely shout you out and tell people where to find you. Even though your man say you trash, you might not be trash.
Oh my
God. But if your shit is whack, then I'm gonna sign you to Garbage Bag Productions, nigga. Get your weight up.
Oh my God. Big Paul coming in. Holy shit. I just got roasted by Aries Spears. How much did that cost? How much did that cost you to do? What the fuck? Aries Spears of Mad TV fame roasting Zubox. Now I think I'm gonna have to find some shitty backing track and make a rap video. I'm gonna have to make a rap video to send to him. We're gonna have to crowdsource $40 so I can send it to Aries Spears, so I can cash app Aries Spears. Trauma says $1,500 well spent. Oh my God, what a random pull, Big Paul. What a random fucking pull. Oh my God. I'm serious. Now I'm gonna have to make a rap song and send it to him. It's like, what else am I supposed to do? What else am I supposed to do? Now I have to rise to the occasion. Now I'm gonna have to fucking make a rap song. I can do it. Give me a couple days. I'll figure it out. With the boomer tech I have. I'll figure it out, and I'm gonna send it to Aries Spears, and I'm gonna send him an IOU. An IOU for $40. Oh my God. That's some wild shit, dude. That's some wild shit. That's going to have to go up on the old YouTube. It's going to have to go on the Insta. Zubox making the moves. Everybody's saying our name. Jesse Lee Peterson. Sydney Watson from You Are Here. Now Aries Spears. What mountains we have climbed together.
Big assumption in life that...
What mountains we have climbed together. Big Paul says, make a rap, raise $40, DM him, then the game. That's right. That's how it goes. Then we'll be big time. So, Durian Ryder. Oh my God. Now I'm not going to be just thinking about that the whole time. Holy shit. Durian Ryder says, I got raped, still living at home and stuck in college. This is one for the kids. God damn it. I'm going to think of a rap. I can do it, though.
You have to be accepted to do what the fuck you want to do in life. That you have to get approval before you can do shit in life. I'll tell you what, mate. One of the secrets I've learned is don't wait for fucking approval to do what the fuck you want to do. Because if you're going to wait for approval, you're going to be waiting the rest of your motherfucking life. How's the soon going? Got a question today. Girl has been raped. Young girl, living at home, too scared to move out. At university, doesn't really enjoy it anymore. Doesn't have the passion.
So now he does outreach stuff. Hagbert says vegan rap. I could do that. You know what we'll do? Here, this is the rap I'm gonna send him. If I don't make a rap, this is the rap I'm gonna send him. I'm going to send him this rap if... Where is it? Where is it? Mr. Girl. So there's this guy called Mr. Girl. He might be weird. Where is it? Is it this one? All right, this is what I'll send him. This is what I'm going to send him. This is what I'm going to send him. Vegan rap, an ode to Diane. Actually, oh my God. Hagbard. I think that's what we got to do. I think we got to make a rap about Diane. But if I don't do one, this is the one I'll send him.
Hey guys, today we're going to learn how to fit in. We're going to learn how to take any bad thoughts or feelings or even any thoughts or feelings. We're going to develop a sort of camouflage so that we might hide from our friends, our family, and most importantly, ourselves.
You're playing Minecraft in a cave looking for diamonds.
This is not the one.
Funny. I'm in the same cave looking for miners. Cause my sexual attraction to miners is major. Can't even play hopscotch without popping a rager. Always been a pervert, so I accept the insults. When I was a kid, I fucking molested adults. So shoe on head, dead wing, and moist hypocritical. If you bitches think I give a motherfucking shit, if y'all get me banned again, get off that crack you smoking. And you can't pretend this fucking track ain't smoking. Token like the black friend. Roll you over, backspin. Roll over, you won't look back. When I'm over you, I knew Max when he only had 4K subs. All L's, no dubs, no love. Hold up, cause show enough I fucked every damn chance I've been given. Priapism, never let up, the sky's the limit. I'd say mind your business, but I need mindless critics to advertise my sex shit. You say I'm addicted, but you keep humping my leg. Now that's addiction. No rap, no convictions, but I rap with conviction. You still got suspicion that I'm a
Oh, this is not the one I wanted. This is not the one I wanted, guys, and I apologize. Big Paul says, yes! Then throw the ZB logo on it and the ongoing troll gift that keeps on giving. That would be great. I'd love to do that. I would love it. We're going to have to figure this out. You're going to have to help me, Big Paul. There's a fucking music video. Dead air. Dead air. Okay, I guess it's this one? Okay, yeah, this is a video. This is a video. This is what we'll send to Aries Spears. This will make him really freak the fuck out.
A lot of children ask me stupid fucking questions. Like if I rape little kids, or if I believe in it. Well, shit. If you believe that, I'll rape you. Know why? 'Cause I'm a pedophile! Pedophile! You goddamn right. I'm a literal pedophile! Yeah, I'm a pedophile! My words are like a zip tie with a plastic edge. It'll tie you to my bed, whether you're 8, 9, or 10. Prepubescent, toddler, infant, celeste, baby pants, or dress. Fuck kids, the answer's yes. Heterophobic? Nah, you're just pedorophobic. Staring at my hard drive, my collection is growing. That's my motherfucking child porn, you better let go of it. It belongs in my folder, you'll never get hold of it. Hey, it's me, Jeffrey Epstein. Everyone respects me. I'm just kidding myself. Get it? Kidding myself. You're already banned, you should be getting some help. Committed, medicated, or just sitting in jail. Come on! Relax, guys, I like Shaylin, right, bitch? Give me an amen. Max, stop! Rumor has it Mr. Girl has a few abusive habits and I'm late for work cause I'm stuck in human traffic. Yeah, I play Smash Brothers, I play Smash Sisters, Smash Daughters and nieces and nephews, smash them to pieces. And I wear white pants and I drive one too. Come on, kid, I got some V-Bucks for you. Y'all can send me these death threats and tell me to fuck off. I don't care if I get docs, I already got my rocks off. I'm so damn spent, can't even pay my rent. Haters get bent like the fucking age of consent. Because age is just a number,
jail's just a place. FBI, the song right here. Yeah, I'm your worst nightmare. They call me school shooter, but not with a gun. I'm gonna come find you and then I'm gonna come. So show me that pay. It's LGBT. Be watching cuties on rape pay. Be dating my mate. Fixated on the blonde. Once she got a good figure, I said, damn. Call my right hand, the wood chipper. I'm burning this track. Arson, first name Max, so you look lost. Oh shit, I found you on map. Call me Wreck-It Ralph. I'm sweating while I touch a child. Treasure smile, wet and wild. Yes, I'm vile, bitch. I'm a pedophile. Every time I make it fits, people think it's a sin. It's statutorily rape a kid. Pedophile. See what you wanna see, what you want me to be. Keep hating, baby, I keep raping these babies. I'm a literal pedophile. Every time I make it vids, people think it's a sin to statutorily rape a kid. Yeah, I'm a pedophile. See what you wanna see, what you want me to be. Keep hating, baby, I keep raping these babies.
It's Mr. Girl. I'm a pedophile. Feels so good to fucking be myself. I'm a motherfucking pedophile. Yeah, I'm a motherfucking pedophile. It's not a joke, I'm a motherfucking pedophile.
It is a joke, by the way. I do know that this is a joke. So I would not play a real pedophile's rap song. But in lieu of being able to find something, if I cannot find it inside my head, if Paul cannot provide the beats, we're going to have to send something to Aries Spears. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, where do we go from there? I think that's the show. I don't think I can top that. I don't think I can fucking top that at all. I cannot top Aries Spears calling me out for a rap battle. I don't think I can do it. Trami says, the pressure. Oh, we can do it, trust me. If anybody can do it, Big Paul and I can do it. People don't know this at home. Trami, you don't know this. Big Paul and I used to be in a band together. We are actually amateur musicians. And we can come up with something. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out something special for old Aries Spears. It might be about a month from now when we finally get up to do it. We're gonna have to start a Zoobox rap group. So send your sickest burns to zooboxpodcast@gmail.com, and maybe they'll be included in the rap. Who knows? But I do think making it about Diane might be key. That might be key because she's my heart. She's my passion. She's everything I've ever wanted to be. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for us tonight. And we're going to see you guys probably Wednesday. I'm going to try to fit in a regular nightcap in, which I think we might actually watch Dominion. I don't know if I'm going to watch that on my own, so maybe it'll be D-Live on like Wednesday night. Watch through Dominion, the documentary, which is one of these vegan activists' favorite films to quote. And we'll see you next time. So good night. Be well. Thank you, Big Paul. That was fucking crazy. Adios.